92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Parents, when you can't trust public schools, teach your kids what's right. Also teach your kids who's right. More smart, conservative lesson planning coming right up on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. You might have seen our matte gray trucks with blue and white lettering on the road. Just know that in every truck you see, there's a certified technician who is trained to repair your system, not just sell you a system. As always, you can chat with us online at getpureair.com. Also, please join me every Saturday at 11:30 for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no closing costs, period. It's no secret. Mortgage rates are expected to rise in 2022. But for right now, rates are still really good. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and the FHA have all increased their loan limits this year, so now is the time to make sure you're locked into the best rates and terms possible. If you're thinking about cash out for projects or simply want to improve your current rate, the time to review this is now, before rates rise. Our no closing cost program can help you get today's low rates without any cost or fees, giving you the flexibility to take advantage of current and future market conditions. Call us for a free review at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Tavern on the Bay is the first choice for lunch, dinner, and everything sports. Sit back on their beautiful waterfront patio. Enjoy happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 off all drafts and $5 select cocktails. Don't miss Tavern's Twisted Trivia Night Thursdays at 7. And as always, brunch on the Bay every Sunday with bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. The best food and the best views are on the Bay. Tavern on the Bay, across from Tin City, Naples.
We're so glad you set your radio right here. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
6 was the result of an effort by Donald Trump and his supporters to delegitimize our elections and perpetuate the big lie.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Democrats will gather this morning at the Capitol. President Biden will speak in a few hours to denounce what happened when Trump supporters stormed in, temporarily halting the election certification.
Over 700 people have been arrested in connection with the storming of the Capitol Hill complex. Law enforcement still looking for 350 more. And there's one the FBI is determined to find, the suspect who dropped off pipe bombs the day before at the headquarters of both the Republican and Democratic National Committees.
Fox's Jill Nato. Most Republicans have focused more on security failures and believe a Democrat-led House investigation is just political. Kids in Chicago have a second straight day off
after city leaders and the teachers union failed to reach an agreement on pandemic protocols. Now, this union voted earlier in the week to move classes online because of a sharp increase in COVID cases, but instead the school system canceled classes and activities altogether. The city arguing remote learning is not a viable alternative to in-person learning.
Fox's Mark Meredith. Other communities, including Atlanta and Detroit, have closed classrooms again, shifting kids back to screen school. There were another 643,000 COVID cases reported in the U.S. yesterday. That's less than earlier in the week, but still more than any day last week. A CDC green light means younger kids can now get another COVID vaccine dose.
The Immunization Advisory Panel heard data on heart inflammation risk to teens before agreeing the risk was small enough that they would recommend boosters for those as young as 12.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Last night, the CDC director gave final approval to 12 to 15-year-olds to get another Pfizer dose. Someone's waking up filthy rich in California, so is somebody else in Wisconsin. That's where 2 winning Powerball tickets were sold, sharing $632 million. America's listening to Fox News.
Life is about
getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
As you're heading out on the morning commute, pretty quiet drive across most of Southwest Florida. We're crash and incident free right now for our drive throughout Lee, Collier, and Charlotte counties. I-75 looking good, but getting busy on Alligator Alley if you're planning to take a ride toward the East Coast. Seeing some volume picking up closer to State Road 29 and just east of there. Not too bad on the area bridges. About a 2 to 3 minute drive across the midpoint and Cape Coral Bridge, downtown 41 bridges, all running at about a minute or so in each direction. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, we'll be off to a dry start to kick off your Thursday. We will start to see some isolated rain moving in late today, primarily after sunset. Look out for that as clouds continue to increase as we head towards the afternoon. Temperatures topping off near 77 degrees, with a batch of rain moving in once the sun sets, and into this evening we'll keep with a chance for a few more showers as we head into late tonight and into your Friday morning with a low near 63 degrees. 80 for your Friday's high, a few more showers a possibility throughout the day. Saturday featuring a stray shower and breezy conditions with the high near 83. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here for my friends at France Eye Care. You have blurry vision? You ever been told that maybe you have cataracts? Well, there is a solution that will provide you with a new view in 2022, a France Lifestyle Lens. I have family members that dealt with their cataracts with Dr. France and his expert team, and they love the results. Their lives have been changed, very similar to the way that I think that my life was changed after having the LASIK procedure with them. So here's the deal. Whether it's multifocal clear vision that you're after or an extended depth of focus for driving at night, for example, whatever you need, you can trust your eyes to a France Eye Care solution. So schedule your cataract evaluation today. Call France Eye Care today to schedule a cataract evaluation. Just dial star 2020 from your cell phone or dial 239-418-0999.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talking text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We thank you for watching the channel. Subscribing to the podcast, the channel on Rumble, that is. And please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for that. Coming up this morning, look, it's January 6th, everybody. We know where the media is going to be heading already. There are going to be some things we're going to talk about this morning with regard to some of the coverage that is already happening. And some of what the coverage is talking about right out of the gate is asking very interesting questions. Some even questions that we might ask. Like, hey, remember there was that pipe bomber? Remember that whole thing with the FBI, and we're going to find out who this pipe bomber is, a January 6th pipe bomber. Anybody going to bother to look into that, or we're kind of over that stuff? A year after the January 6th chaos, we still want answers about who placed pipe bombs in front of the RNC and DNC. The FBI and the Democrats, they don't care. Why don't we have some of those questions answered? We're going to get into that coming up in just a bit. The great Julie Kelly has some articles that are written about this that we are going to talk about as well. Because there are a lot of questions that people have that are not going to be answered today. Full stop. They won't be. They won't be answered today because the media wants to go wall to wall with January 6th. They want to go wall to wall with the insurrection. They want to go wall to wall with Donald Trump. They want to go wall to wall with Trump supporters. They want to go wall to wall with our democracy is in danger and how Twitter is putting out all kinds of articles and things about from people like Jimmy Carter to Karl Rove, who's asking the Republicans' responsibility in January 6th. They're going to keep doing this. And it's interesting because they'll do this and yet not want to talk about and continue to not want to talk about the biggest stories of our time and the things that really are critical and answers that we need. Like what's going on along the southern border and the issues of immigration and how it's affecting this country, how between the ages of, 18 and 34 now, fentanyl is the number one killer of people between the ages of 18 and 34 in this country. And that fentanyl is rushing across our southern border. Hey, is that a crisis? Is that a constitutional crisis that maybe we should lock it? No. We don't have to worry about that. So, yeah, we're going to get into some of the uncomfortable questions that need to be answered by the House Select Committee, by the media, by Democrats. Yeah, you're going to have to give us all sides. You know, yesterday we had Brett Baer on with us. He's got a great event coming up here in Southwest Florida with a lot of people, faces that you know, Aris Faulkner and Brian Kilmeade and Dana Perino and Shannon Bream. And it's going to be, the all-star panel that he does, which is fantastic. It's a great cause. But one of the things I asked him yesterday, and I probably should pull that audio just so you can hear his response, but I did in the interview ask him, listen, what's the coverage going to be like? What's the coverage from you and Fox? What is it going to be like today? Because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. And it's going to be easy to just go over January 6th and all the talking points of a democracy in danger and Donald Trump's responsibility. No. I also have other questions. Questions like, How about the issue with the pipe bomb? The individual placed the pipe bombs in front of the RNC and DNC. How does the FBI not know who this individual is? How do we not have any clue what's going on with that? We've got questions about Ray Epps, that name that keeps coming up. A video that's been played over and over again, viral video of Ray Epps, who apparently is an individual who was an instigator in all of what was happening on January 6th and the crashing of gates and the tearing down of gates and telling people we got to storm the Capitol, when the president never said at the time to storm the Capitol. But this was somebody that seemed to be part of what was the quote-unquote insurrection that was happening, that was not of Donald Trump's doing. But how are we doing with that? And did they know the name of the individual? And Laura Ingraham touched on it with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Interesting how Marjorie Taylor Greene is being taken down from social media, how she's being taken down from Twitter, voice being silent. But she is somebody who is very vocal about all of this, and we're going to play some of that audio next to get into that story. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered. And if you're going to be fair about the coverage, fair and balanced, I might add, then you have to be fair about questions that are not answered still to this day and can't be dismissed. So last night on Laura Ingraham's program, Marjorie Taylor Greene was on, and they were talking about the issue of Ray Epps. And I want you to listen to this exchange, because good for Laura Ingraham for bringing it up on the program last night and asking this question.
It seems, Congresswoman, that Ray Epps isn't the only January 6th suspect to kind of mysteriously disappear from the FBI's most wanted list. The Washington Examiner is reporting tonight that an unidentified man wore an earpiece during the riot, and he was filmed carrying what appeared to be a concealed handgun on his left hip. He was pictured on the FBI's most wanted list for over 5 months until he was removed without explanation on the same day the New York Times reported that an FBI informant was indeed at the Capitol on January 6th. Congresswoman, that's an interesting coincidence.
Absolutely, and I greatly appreciate your willingness to talk about these things. There's so many people in the media that are just following the January 6th committee narrative. I think there's a lot more that happened that day on January 6th, and it is appalling. Anyone that committed a crime, they deserve their day in court, and they've been charged, and they should be charged. But what you're talking about, like Ray Epps, why did I not see him in the D.C. jail when I went in and went on that tour that day? But I saw many people being held in there that have been held months on end, haven't seen their families, pretrial defendants held in solitary confinement, completely denied rights like haircuts and shaving, chapel, and medical services when they have health issues that greatly need treatment.
Why are we not getting the answers to those questions? It is interesting that she's one of the people whose voices have been silenced. But that is an important question. Again, Ray Epps, if you look up the name and you look the name Ray Epps up on Google, and maybe you might need to go to a different search engine. But the point is that Ray Epps, somebody who they know, somebody who's on video instigating the insurrection, instigating the tearing down of gates, the idea of an insurrection and the idea of storming the Capitol, like on video, have this individual saying all of these things, making his way, and everybody making their way to the Capitol, storming the Capitol, tearing down of the fencing around, going after officers, right there. Why is that individual not being charged with anything? Where is he? Legitimate questions being asked.
There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and the January 6th committee is unwilling to ask the right questions. The FBI put people on their wanted list, like Ray Epps, I think he was in the top 20, and then took him off. John Sullivan, who recorded Ashley Babbitt's death, and then sold his videos to media companies. You know, he has been charged. But he had a knife on him inside the Capitol, but yet at the same time, he's not being held in jail. There are so many issues here, like the man that was on the scaffolding ordering people to go into the Capitol. Where is that man? Who is he? And why hasn't he been charged? And then there are reports of people wearing earpieces, but not just one. I've seen reports of many people wearing earpieces. Who are they? And why were they wearing earpieces? And what was going on? Why wasn't the National Guard there? That's what I really want to know.
That's what she wants to know, and that's what we all want to know. Why was the National Guard not there? There's answers to those questions, too, coming up this morning. We've got that as well. So, look, this morning, we're going to talk about a lot of different issues. There's a lot of things that are going on. We've got the race for governor in the state of Florida, something that needs to be focused on because there are people that are going to lead you to believe that Democrats are walking away from the state and that they're not going to do anything to go and start to chip away at Ron DeSantis. And we know that's a big lie, and we don't want to perpetuate that and kind of walk away from local state elections. It's very important we focus on that, so we'll get to those stories. We're going to get a little bit into what Jen Psaki said yesterday, especially with regard to, again, talking about the vaccinated. And when the media asks, hey, Macron in France, he's saying that it's the unvaccinated that have caused all of this and going after them and shaming them and blaming them. Hey, why aren't we doing that? No, I'm not kidding. The media asking that question of Jen Psaki. Why don't we shame people like they shame in other places, like in France? Shouldn't we be doing that if we really want to get to 100% vaccination status? Because, that's going to work every single time. So we'll have that coming up this morning. That audio is fascinating. And what else? Hey, is it possible that Kim Jong-un's dad invented the burrito? Yeah, there's that as well. It looks. I'm just reading. It's not my words. Is that possible? Is it? Okay. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, DrewSteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast and to our channel on Rumble. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
We have an alert along I-75 if you're heading near the Toledo-Blade Boulevard intersection off of I-75 in Northport toward Charlotte County. Some roadway debris reported near mile marker 179, so just watch out for that on the southbound side of the interstate. No other problems reported along 75 throughout Charlotte, Lee, or Collier County. Everything appears to be running up to speed right now on the interstate as far as your morning commute goes. Typical volume building right off of 75 near Daniels Parkway toward Treeline Avenue. We are crash-free throughout Lee and Collier counties. Very clear drive right now on the area bridges between Cape Coral and Fort Myers, North Fort Myers into downtown Fort Myers, and on Alligator Alley all the way across to the East Coast. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a dry start to the day, we'll see some increase in cloud cover as we head into especially late this afternoon and into this evening, as we will be tracking some isolated rain pushing in from the Gulf, primarily after the sun sets. A few showers as we head into tonight after temperatures top off near 77 degrees today. We'll be cooling down to 63 degrees as we head into your Friday morning. A few showers will be a possibility throughout the morning time frame of your Friday and perhaps even into the afternoon with the high near 80. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
92.5 Fox News. Right.
This
all
Fox
along.
Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dartagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks taking a beating Wednesday. Traders apparently nervous as we learn the Fed may get more aggressive about cutting economic stimulus as they plan to raise interest rates later this year. The Dow finished down about 393 points. The S&P down by 93, the NASDAQ off by 523. Florida is going to be pumping millions of dollars into what is now a rare commodity, semiconductor chips.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
If you look at how the supply chain works, we are overly dependent on foreign nations.
Which is why he's putting $10 million into infrastructure and high-tech workforce training in hopes of making them at the emerging Neo City Tech Hub near Kissimmee in Broward County, Florida. Eben Brown, Fox News.
That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest.
Are you ready to list your home for sale? What if you could receive a guaranteed offer on your home with no showings, no open houses, and no stress? Contact the Darda Group at dardagroup.com to learn about their guaranteed offer. The Darda Group has 30 years of experience and consistently ranks in the top 3% of real estate agents in Lee County. Find out if your home qualifies for a guaranteed offer and how you may receive an offer in as little as 24 hours and close escrow in as little as 21 days. No home prep, no showings, no open houses. You control when your home is sold and when you move. Learn more about this elite real estate team and the guaranteed offer at dardagroup.com. Don't wait. Schedule an appointment at dardagroup.com. That's dardagroup.com. A Compass Realty broker.
At Duncan's Diamonds, we are obsessed with finding you a diamond as unique as your love. As direct diamond importers, we traveled the world to find pieces of unbeatable value and quality. We have 30 times the selection of a typical jewelry store. From enchanting engagement rings to previously enjoyed Rolex timepieces, we have a special something for everyone.
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds. We have an unparalleled passion for bringing you the best in diamonds and jewelry. We're here to make the spectacular manageable with expert guidance, exceptional discounts, and unmatched financing programs.
With no middleman, we're able to offer prices 30 to 40% below the rest.
We will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on it. Come see us today.
Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive to give the gift of a lifetime.
US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Naples at Mercado.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table. We do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Are you looking to build a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of Williamson Brothers Marine Construction. My brother Joe and I, along with our children, represent the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. Our docks, boat lifts, and seawalls are constructed with materials that pass the test of time. We only use stainless steel fasteners, marine-grade aluminum boat lifts, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you'll ever need. And lastly, our seawalls. We build them with enough concrete and steel that they come with a lifetime warranty. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. We're online at WBDocks.com. That's WBDocks.com.
In Florida, we know a thing or two about championships.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
And here in Southwest Florida, we have our own championship team, My Shower Door. My Shower Door has made the Inc. 5000 fastest growing businesses in the United States for the 6th time. And because of that growth, My Shower Door needs more teammates. My Shower Door is a family business making frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida with a staff of 130 plus. So if you're ready to join the championship team, check out the jobs careers link at myshowerdor.com.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
The bizarre new claim from North Korea.
The government now claims that the father of leader Kim Jong-un invented the burrito.
What?
That's right. North Korea says Kim Jong-il invented the burrito and Kim Jong-un created the enchilada. That's interesting.
Okay. I told you. You thought I was... See, Jake said you're joking. This is like a joke. It didn't happen. This is not true. No way did North Korea claim that Kim Jong-un's dad, Kim Jong-il, invent the burrito. Yes, he did.
You know what else they also said he invented?
What?
Hamburgers.
No.
Swear.
Are they saying that? I guess here's the problem. If you're in North Korea, you're not getting a whole lot of information. You're not getting a whole lot of facts. You're pretty much getting whatever the state tells you is the facts, right?
You know he doesn't go to the bathroom either?
Who doesn't?
That he burns all the energy up and he doesn't have to go to the bathroom.
Is that right? You talking about Kim Jong-un?
Yes.
Is that right? I did not know that. See, these are all fun facts. We almost need fun fact, North Korean fun fact music. Here you go. That's a fun fact, kids, right there. That's exactly what happened. I'm telling you. A North Korean state news outlet claims Kim Jong-un's father invented the burrito, and a propaganda video shows citizens chowing down on the Tex-Mex favorite despite widespread food shortages in the country. So there's that part as well. So you got this weird mix of, hey, it was Kim Jong-il who invented the burrito, the thing that everybody seems to be enjoying. Oh, I'm sorry, no, we got food shortages, so nobody's enjoying it. But here's a video of your leader, your dear leader, former dear leader, chowing down on it. Wheat wraps is what he said he called it in 2011. I'm just asking, hey, I'm just throwing this out there for people who, or anyone who might know somebody in North Korea. Is this question? Their claim is that he came up with it in 2011? You mean in 2010, nobody knew about burritos. There was not a burrito in sight. You could not, it's impossible, Jake. Impossible to find a burrito anywhere on the planet in 2010. Did you know that?
Taco Bell wasn't invented until 2012.
No. But they don't call them burritos, do they? At Taco Bell, do they call them burritos or they call them something else?
They call them burritos.
Do they? All right, it's actually on the menu. I haven't been
but before they didn't. Not until he invented them in 2011.
Oh, okay. So then it was all right to... It's bizarre, right? I mean, I'm joking about it, but that's how crazy life can be in a communist, socialist, Marxist dictatorship, where no information gets in, no information gets out, and you can have the people be led to believe that in 2011, your former leader, Kim Jong-il, came up with the idea of a burrito. And everybody in North Korea is like, it's gotta be. Where else are we gonna find anything else if it's true or not? Can't question it. Unreal.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
That's you, looking at your garage door. Seriously? We get as far as the door and you're already disappointed? Squeaks like crazy, jams up half the time, grumpy old motor and chain and tracks. But hey, look on the bright side, it's also ugly. You know we make them better now, right? Like everything else in your house? You got a new car and a big new TV, a new smartwatch that talks to your new smartphone. But your garage door, you just let that cranky old thing keep beating itself to death every single morning. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Modern DC motors that are way quieter than that squeaky old AC motor that can barely do its one job. Quiet belt drives instead of that clanky old chain. Your garage can be something you're actually proud of. Like, hey, check out my new garage. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it right. I promise, I won't answer the phone myself.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey guys, it's Robbie Raw. As an RN and health and fitness expert, I know that self-care from head to toe is so important for a healthy, fit lifestyle. One of my secrets for staying active, fit, and pain-free are my amazing art supports from the Good Feet store. It's not just about what shoes you wear, it's what's in them and how your body aligns from your feet on up. I'm telling you, these were a game changer for me. I am as active as ever, and I feel like myself again. If you have foot pain, knee, hip, or back pain, the first thing you should do is visit the Good Feet store for a free personalized fitting and test walk. I'm not going to stop living my best life anytime soon, nor should you. To be the best version of you, you need to take care of yourself, and the Good Feet store can make that happen. And by the way, When you feel great, you look great, and that's the raw truth. Learn more and find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I've been told once that I'm the most credentialed mold investigator in South Florida, which kind of makes me a nerd in this business. When your air conditioning guy is talking to you about mold, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just trying to sell you a solution that probably won't work. When you hear about ultraviolet lights and the duct cleaning, you're listening to somebody who has no idea how to solve a mold problem. If you want real answers and real solutions, give me a call at 239-482-1542 because I'm actually an expert and have the training and credentials to back it up. I won't sell snake oil solutions, and I'll tell you the truth. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949. Locally owned and operated.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. It's 1 year now since the riot at the Capitol as Joe Biden's election as president was being certified by Congress. And he plans a speech there today blaming former President Trump for what happened.
President Biden has been clear-eyed about the threat the former president represents to our democracy and how the former president constantly works to undermine basic American values and rule of law.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki. It's the second day of no public school in Chicago, with teachers out demanding more coronavirus testing, better face masks, and standards for school closures.
The district says it's spent more than $100 million over the past year on safety measures. And given that transmission of the virus in schools is extremely low and 91% of teachers are fully vaccinated, there is no reason to move the entirety of the nation's third largest school district online.
Fox's Garrett Tenney. There are 2 winning tickets in last night's Powerball drawing. The jackpot was $632 million. Those tickets were sold in California and Wisconsin. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
We have an alert along I-75 if you're heading near the Toledo-Blade Boulevard intersection off of I-75 in Northport toward Charlotte County. Some roadway debris reported near mile marker 179, so just watch out for that on the southbound side of the interstate. No other problems reported along 75 throughout Charlotte, Lee, or Collier County. Everything appears to be running up to speed right now on the interstate as far as your morning commute goes. Typical volume building right off of 75 near Daniels Parkway toward Treeline Avenue. We are crash-free throughout Lee and Collier counties. Very clear drive right now on the area bridges between Cape Coral and Fort Myers, North Fort Myers into downtown Fort Myers, and on Alligator Alley all the way across to the East Coast. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, we'll be off to a dry start to kick off your Thursday. We will start to see some isolated rain moving in late today, primarily after sunset. Look out for that as clouds continue to increase as we head towards the afternoon. Temperatures topping off near 77 degrees, with a batch of rain moving in once the sun sets, and into this evening we'll keep with a chance for a few more showers as we head into late tonight and into your Friday morning with a low near 63 degrees. 80 for your Friday's high, a few more showers a possibility throughout the day. Saturday featuring a stray shower and breezy conditions with the high near 83. I'm Wake News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Encore Luxury Cabinets and Design staff have been designing award-winning kitchens and baths for nearly 50 years. Now Encore is proud to offer Foster Appliances, a sophisticated line of chef-grade handmade Italian products just perfect for the home chef and all of us. Encore Luxury Cabinets and Design is proud to be a select area dealer for these hand-built appliances that are in many ways superior to other brand-name high-end cooking appliances. Since 1975, Foster has created top-of-the-line cooktops, ovens, ranges, hoods, sinks, and faucets for residential and commercial use. Their attention to detail and unique accessories enhance the cooking experience, making them a preferred supplier to luxury resorts such as the Ritz-Carlton. Call Encore at 239-3 331-5287 to schedule a demonstration of their expanded Naples showroom, or visit EncoreCabinetDesign.com for inspirational cabinet designs and appliances for your new home or remodeling project.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
Tavern on the Bay is the first choice for lunch, dinner, and everything sports. Sit back on their beautiful waterfront patio. Enjoy happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 off all drafts and $5 select cocktails. Don't miss Tavern's Twisted Trivia Night Thursdays at 7. And as always, brunch on the Bay every Sunday with bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. The best food and the best views are on the Bay. Tavern on the Bay, across from Tin City, Naples.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
The CDC has announced that after you isolate for 5 days with COVID, you should take a rapid test if you have access to one. You can read more about it in this month's issue of Unhelpful Advice magazine. As if we're not dealing with enough, the U.S. just reported its first case of flurona, a combination of the flu and coronavirus. The Americans are so stressed they started smoking marijuana.
Yeah, okay. Flurona. Have you heard of this, Jake? This is the new one, baby. Flurona.
No.
Oh, okay. Flurona. There's no such thing as flurona. Flurona is a made-up thing. Flurona is made up like I don't know. Think of something I can't think of something off the top of my head that everybody knows. It's a made up thing. It's not
Chupacabra.
The Chupacabra actually is real.
Bigfoot
is not real. No, Bigfoot's real. Chupacabra's real. The swamp thing that's out in the Everglades. That's yeah. What is that?
Swamp Yeti?
That's not real. That's not real. But the others are absolutely real. There's absolutely a Chupacabra.
What about aliens?
There might be aliens. Don't you remember, was last week before New Year's, don't you remember the story I told you about NASA? NASA got together. I'm going to be a little off here, so don't get too excited. I'm right in what happened. The numbers are going to be wrong, but just follow me on this. Don't you remember it was before New Year's when I had the story about, I told you that Ian Hicken was going to go crazy at night when he found out about this, and then Trey on The Drive, the fantastic show starting at 5 o'clock, The Drive at 5 with Trey. Don't you remember I told you this story that NASA brought in, what was it? Not evangelicals, but priests, pastors, religious leaders to NASA, like 30. They brought like 30 some odd religious leaders into NASA to say, hey, what would happen? What do you think people would do if they found out aliens were real? We're just asking. I mean, what do you think everybody would do? That's all. That's a that's pretty much a...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about 90% of people are going to be like, yeah, we figured. That was probably
right. And then, yeah. And okay. And even
clarifying.
Yeah. So, but there was that story. So I wonder what's the world going to look like? What's going to happen with people when they found out, okay. So it's all right. They're out there. Okay. Got it. I just wonder when they spring that on us. It's like, that'll be, anyway, let's get to Flurona. So, a couple of things. Number one, how many of you have still tried to go out and get yourself a rapid test, an at-home test now? Because more than ever, we got to test, especially when we come to find out. See, this is what's so much fun about testing. This is what you have to love. Here's a little breaking news for you.
Breaking news.
It's a bombshell. Thank you for that. Okay, good. Here's some breaking news on some of the testing that's going on. Number one, we go and we have to get an at-home test because we have to take a test maybe for our job or whatever it is, or maybe we're not feeling right, so we want to take a test. So we're trying to get an at-home test, which we can't find because they're all gone, and the federal government has swallowed everything up, but they don't want to give you any at-home tests. So they're gone. You can't find an at-home test anyplace, even though the fact that there are tons of negatives that pop up on these at-home tests are not really reliable, but we want you to go get a PCR test. Oh, but don't get a PCR test, because if you go and get a PCR test, then you come to find out when you take this PCR test that your positivity could last for weeks. And that's not really a good thing, because then you'd be out into the world with a positive test. But you may not necessarily be positive, and that's why we went from 10 days to 5 days, and that's why they've discouraged this whole idea of testing after you've had it, because, the longevity. This is a really weird position that we're in on the planet, but we got to test. Got to keep those tests coming, everybody. So, it's, again, when you're talking about tests, when you're talking about Flurona, the Rona and the flu, whatever you want to call it, Flurona, fluoride, anyway, that the one thing we want to keep an eye on is hospitalizations and deaths and the numbers that are there, and everybody is going to get this version, and it appears as if we're having less and less of an issue. So time to move on, everybody. Time to move on with our life. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, because I'm going to play this audio from Jen Psaki that we really do have to break down when the media is asking, hey, how come we're not shaming all the unvaccinated like they're doing in France, when French leader Macron is basically like, oh, you unvaccinated people, it's your fault, and I'm going to shame you into getting a shot. Is it possible that Jen Psaki, the White House, Democrats, and Dr. Fauci are all living in 2020? Like, they're living in a 2020 reality. All right, here's what's going on. Flurona. There's no such thing. The press is trying to make it happen, and Red State had this story. Breaking. Wait, give me the breaking news sound. Where is it?
Breaking news.
A bombshell. Okay, here you go. Here it is, Jake. You ready? A COVID testing site at the Getty Center has detected LA's first case of Flurona, a combination of influenza and coronavirus. Oh, no, it's, I know. It's not good. So there it is, a COVID testing site. They've got a live shot. The CBS local there in LA, a live shot of their first case. And there's going to be cases all across the country, and we need more music. Okay, yeah, all right, so anyway. So they're calling it a new variant, a combination of COVID and influenza. It's got to be worse. It's got to be deadly. It's got to be terrible. I need more of that. Okay, all right. I get the drone. Okay, so, which it's not. It's not what's happening. So what exactly is going on there? Well, we come to find out that a privately run testing site in LA began using dual tests. Quote, when people who had tested negative for COVID came back because they're still experiencing symptoms. How many of you listening to the sound of my voice here in Southwest Florida, how many of you are like, I'm testing negative like crazy. I don't know what's going on over here, but I got something. I got the sniffles, I'm sneezing, I'm coughing, I got a drip. Kind of like I am right now. I just haven't had enough coffee this morning, that's all. When people who had tested negative for COVID came back because they were still experiencing symptoms, the swab can detect both influenza A and B in addition to SARS-CoV-2. One young man tested positive for both COVID and influenza, but the CBS report doesn't say which one. It's not a new variant. It's not anything crazy. These are tests that have dual purpose. They can check and see both. So it's not like this is a new variant or anything like that. It's not new. It's called co-infection. It's even something that was studied at the NIH website back in 2021. It was already happening with COVID and influenza as of the September of 2020. Up to 4% of those infected with COVID in Asia were simultaneously infected with influenza. But they don't have data worldwide. They don't know the numbers of how many people test both. But they've got dual tests that do. So there's no new strain, new variant, new thing, new. What was it? Is that the French one? I don't know. Sorry, that's the. Isn't that the generic French sound? Oh. Okay. Yeah. No.
I'm pretty sure someone French just squeezed and crushed their croissant.
I'm pretty sure that somebody French just tuned me out. All right. So, the Washington Post, there's a lot of places that are getting crazy with this new Flurona. It's terrible, I tell you. No, all right. We're not doing it. All right. So, what did Jen Psaki say? I got to play this audio. Here it is. Okay. Because this is very telling. Is it possible that the media wants to know from the White House why it is that they're not bullying citizens of the United States the way they're doing it in France? Like, why are we not doing that? Why can't we be more like France? They're thinner than we are. They got great food. I mean, okay. So Macron said that he wants to, quote, I don't know if I could say this, blank off the unvaccinated. And the word starts with a P and it rhymes with miss. He wants to do that to the unvaccinated as tensions rise over the new variants. Macron under fire for vowing to make unvaccinated miserable. So what about that? Why? So the media... No, this didn't happen. Did the media suggest to Jen Psaki why we can't be more like France and make our citizens miserable?
I have two questions. French President Emmanuel Macron said this week that he plans to hassle the unvaccinated to try to get them to get the shot.
No. He wants to make their life miserable. There's a big distinction here, right? Making someone's life miserable. Gee, I wonder how they would do that in France. I wonder how they would do that in the United States.
Since there are millions of Americans who have not been persuaded by the various government campaigns to get vaccinated, why hasn't the president focused more on kind of scolding the unvaccinated to try to tell them, hey, this is not working for society, we keep getting these shutdowns?
Can I just stop for a second? Why isn't the president scolding the American citizens? Just a question. I got a question here. The chubby wubby kid, Chubsy Wubsy in the front over here. Yeah, as my mother called me yesterday on the air, live. So are you suggesting that the president of the United States is not and has not been bullying citizens to get vaccinated? Welcome to yesterday. Can we hear a little bit? Can I just play a little bit of the bullying that the president did from yesterday? How about this? Do we have this clip here? Let's see. Listen to this.
For parents with kids too young to be vaccinated, surround your kids with people who are vaccinated.
Yeah, do that so that they're going to have to be around people who are vaccinated. And if you're not vaccinated, what? Is the suggestion that I can't be around my child? Is that it? Hey, how about this for bullying?
We have in hand all the vaccines we need to get every American fully vaccinated, including the booster shot. So there's no excuse for anyone being unvaccinated. This continues to be a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Okay, isn't that bullying?
This continues to be a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Yeah, it is. It's not. That is a flat out lie, and everybody knows it, and he knows it. And I got to tell you something. Many people that are smarter than me have been saying the same thing over and over again to this White House and on different programs that appear not to be listening to these individuals. And here's what they're saying. Here's a good idea for the president of the United States. Stop lying! Stop saying things that are lies. Stop it. Nobody is going to think you're credible.
True international effort to pressure.
Or coherent when you keep doing things like this. Stop lying. That's a flat out lie. This is not a crisis of the unvaccinated. Stop it. But anyway, all right, I digress. So this member of the press is asking Jen Psaki, come on, let's get this, explain what's going on here. Come on. Why can't we get a little more angry? Why can't we embarrass? Why can't we tick off the unvaccinated like they want to do in France, and Macron, who said, yeah, he's going to make the unvaccinated miserable. Why can't we do that?
I would say that if you look just to a little over a year ago, last December, only about a third of the American people were willing to get a shot. And today, over 85% of American adults have at least one shot.
So my question would be, number one, is your suggestion that the reason why people were getting shots and have gotten the shot is because they've been bullied into doing so? Just asking.
And more than 70% are fully vaccinated. So our objective has been to continue to convey to the American people.
Okay, what are you conveying to the American people? Help us.
The fact that getting vaccinated will help protect them from hospitalization, from death. It will help protect their loved ones. It will help protect their neighbors and their community. And we've had a great deal of success in that.
Okay, how? I'm just asking. That is so 2020. Am I wrong about this? I mean, 239-479-5592. Listen, that statement.
The fact that getting vaccinated will help protect them from hospitalization, from death. It will help protect their loved ones. It will help protect their neighbors and their community.
Does it? Is it? Is that where we are right now? Is that what's happening with this variant? Is that exactly what is going on globally with the millions of cases that are popping up, the rampant cases that are happening across the state, across Southwest Florida, across the country? Is that where we are right now, or are we in a new dynamic right now? And how is it that the science changes, the evidence changes, the things that are going on right now in society and in our community changes, but somehow everything else stays exactly the same? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off base on this. I'm just asking the question. That seems very 2020, that response. If you're under the age of 70, I think right now you're in pretty good shape. Well, unless you're not in very good shape, and then you've been in consultation with your doctor. We've been through this a million times. So there is no Florona. This is all this imaginary, we're going to scare everybody. More scare tactics and more fun names, right? I mean, Florona, isn't it? It's fun to say, Florona, right? Or what's the opposite? A Florona would be, wouldn't the opposite be, no, it would be Covidenza? Florona. What would be the opposite of Florona?
Covinza.
Covinza. No, it would be, Covenza or something. It's, the names are fun. Don't get me wrong. I love how we keep coming up with these names. It's great. The drama and everything we can do without. It's time to move on. It's time to get going. Hey, and the governor had something to say about that, especially with vaccine passports. We're going to have that audio. And Nikki Fried, listen, I'm so happy she has a Twitter account. And quite honestly, I'm so happy that she has a voice. You know why? Because when she uses it, oh man, I'll tell you what, it's fun. It's fun. Wait till you hear the latest. You're not going to believe what she tweeted recently that has people saying, are you really running for governor? No, I'm not kidding. It's that bad. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching, subscribing to the podcast. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now, Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Buck Sexton. I want to thank the 92.5 Fox News listeners. The Clay and Buck event in Fort Myers has sold out for now, but we're working on releasing more tickets, and we'll get those details out as soon as we can. There'll be more tickets to purchase. In the meantime, thank you so much to our sponsors, the Advantage Retirement Group, My Shower Door, Island Air, and Floor Meisters, and thank you for listening to 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, I'm Keith, owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. We've dodged a bullet this year from hurricanes and tropical storms, thankfully. Hurricane season is getting worse year after year. Storm Shield wants you to be prepared for next season before it's too late. We offer fair pricing and do what most other companies don't do, like show you the window, let you inspect the warranty, and use employees versus subcontractors for installation. We have energy-efficient, Miami-Dade approved windows, which is the highest certification for impact window approval. You can expect ethical business practices, quality over quantity. We hope this information is helpful to you when you choose a window company to replace your windows and doors, and wish you all the best in your quest for the right company. Call us today at 239-491-7002. That's 239-491-7002. Or visit us on the web at stormshieldswfl.com. That's stormshieldswfl.com. License number CGC A60475.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air with some great news for all of Southwest Florida. When the time comes to replace your old, outdated air conditioning system, you don't have to pull from any of your fund money to do so.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations.
Now, for a limited time, we are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system. Redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world.
It's your choice with a qualified purchase of a cruise or condo resort voucher. You can choose 4,500 different resort options, 106 countries around the world.
Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
A vacation can be yours with the purchase of a new air conditioning system. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Just give us a call, 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Hey, it's Tim Cooper with Health Plan Network. The open enrollment for Affordable Care Act plans is ongoing now until January 15th. The new 2022 plans have buried their benefits behind even higher deductibles with limited plan options. You can spend thousands of dollars out of your pocket before you see anything paid by those plans. There is another option. My Freedom of Choice plan puts most of your coverage up front, where you only meet a deductible if you're in a hospital, you pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower cost than Obamacare. If you're paying for your own health insurance, uninsured, on COBRA, or your employer coverage is too expensive, call me, Tim Cooper, at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712, or go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net. And we can custom design a plan managed by you, not the government.
Did you know that if you have $600 or more in the bank, President Biden wants to check your account? Ty Lassiter of Key City Capital here to tell you why. In an unprecedented move, President Biden's administration wants to have access to all Americans' bank accounts with over $600 to keep an eye on things so that we can be safe. At Key City Capital, we are committed to protecting and growing our clients' wealth regardless of what this president does. Our track record of double-digit returns and tax mitigation has truly been life-changing for our clients.
Call Key City Capital today for your free tax and wealth analysis appointment at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Health insurance. We all hate it, but have to have it. Hey, Southwest Florida, it's Tyler McCluskey. Are you paying too much for health insurance or worse, have none at all? I host a show every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. I discuss everything health insurance and how to save you money. Tune in this Saturday at 11 or call right now to get a free quote. 239-633-3140. The Tyler McCluskey Show. 239-633-3140.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. The electrical panel is the heart of your home's electrical system. Malfunctions can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk or in the dark altogether. So trust our teams at Mr. Sparky to get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $200 off a panel replacement.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
From early morning till late at night, 92.5 Fox News gets talk radio right. Drew gets you going right with live and local talk 6 to 9. Then Beck's got your back 9 to noon. Then comes Clay Travis and Buck Sexton at noon, Sean Hannity at 3, Mark Levin at 8, and Dan Bongino from 10 till late. From early morning till late at night, 92.5 Fox News is right all along. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. This is 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News, right all along. On the radio, on your smart speaker, and online at rightallalong.net.
Are we going to accept political violence? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Biden will ask that in a few hours, speaking at the Capitol, marking 1 year since the attack when Trump supporters temporarily halted his election certification.
Who could have ever prepared for a fact that tens of thousands of people would descend on the Capitol at the instigation of the President of the United States?
Many Republicans blame House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for security failures. More than 700 people have been charged.
Attorney General Merrick Garland is intent to bring those who ransacked the Capitol to justice. But questions linger about congressional safety. Capitol Police Chief Tom Manger told a Senate panel his department is down more than 400 officers after the riot.
Staffing issues that are really impacting the morale of this department.
Some Republican lawmakers question whether Manger is being honest about security upgrades.
That's Fox's Chad Pergram. There is deadly political violence in a former Soviet country. Fox's Simon Owen has more on this live.
Kazakhstan say they've killed dozens of rioters, while there are also reports at least a dozen police officers have died. The explosion of violence came after a sharp rise in fuel prices, but this protester says it goes deeper. He said a spring that's been coiled for 30 years has been unleashed. Kazakhstan's government has resigned. The country's president says he's called in military support from Russia. Dave?
Simon, the CDC's given final approval to a Pfizer COVID vaccine booster shot for kids 12 to 15. For a second day in a row, no school in Chicago because teachers fearing COVID demand a return to remote learning. The mayor rejects that.
We want our students and our teachers and our staff back on Friday.
Lori Lightfoot says those who don't show won't be paid. America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Major backups on US 41 heading south through San Carlos Park toward Estero because of a crash, blocking a center lane near Elwood Road, which is just south of Sanibel Boulevard and San Carlos Boulevard. So avoid 41 in the area for the time being. You can always take 3 Oaks Parkway to head south off Alico Road down through a Corkscrew and Bonita Beach Road just to avoid the backups on the highway. I-75, we have a crash on the northbound side with some roadblock in the left lane to left shoulder, causing a lot of northbound delays north toward Immokalee Road and then heading into Bonita Springs toward the Lee-Collier County border. So just watch out for some backups there. Again, Imperial Parkway will get you around it, which is what Livingston turns into heading out of Collier County. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, we'll be off to a dry start to kick off your Thursday. We will start to see some isolated rain moving in late today, primarily after sunset. Look out for that as clouds continue to increase as we head towards the afternoon. Temperatures topping off near 77 degrees, with a batch of rain moving in once the sun sets, and into this evening we'll keep with a chance for a few more showers as we head into late tonight and into your Friday morning with a low near 63 degrees. 80 for your Friday's high, a few more showers a possibility throughout the day. Saturday featuring a stray shower and breezy conditions with the high near 83. I'm Wake News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Find conservative sanity and Sean Hannity at rightallalong.net. 92.5 Fox News is streaming live around the clock.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
It's a new year, and for businesses, that means a new start. Whatever the year ahead holds, now Comcast Business is making it easy to get going with the Ready, Set, Save sale. Get started with fast and reliable internet and voice for $35 each a month when you buy both. And save with a 2-year price guarantee. Switching is easy with flexible installation times. And you'll also get backing from an expert team 24/7, so you can focus on planning the year ahead. Plus, for even more value, ask how to get free installation and 1 month free with a qualifying bundle. Get a great deal for your business with the Ready, Set, Save sale today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers only. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and autopay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. 1 month free and free installation offer ends 2/2022. Call or go online for details.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no closing costs, period. It's no secret. Mortgage rates are expected to rise in 2022. But for right now, rates are still really good. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and the FHA have all increased their loan limits this year, so now is the time to make sure you're locked into the best rates and terms possible. If you're thinking about cash out for projects or simply want to improve your current rate, the time to review this is now, before rates rise. Our no closing cost program can help you get today's low rates without any cost or fees, giving you the flexibility to take advantage of current and future market conditions. Call us for a free review at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. 239-479-5592. There's the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. Coming up this morning, we're going to talk about how, yes, the January 6th narrative out there this morning. I just got back from the break room, grabbing myself a cup of tea, and as I make my way into the break room and I see CBS and some of the other channels, and it's very solemn, everybody. It's January 6th. It's very solemn. And that day 1 year ago, as we look back, and I'm looking at some of the footage and what they're using, and it's interesting because there's a whole lot of footage that nobody has been able to see because it won't be released. There are a lot of things that they're going to be talking about today and in the next few hours and throughout the day. But not answering very specific questions about certain individuals. Ray Epps is one of them that we're going to talk about. Very specific questions that our friend Julie Kelly from American Greatness has been asking about 1 year later. More lingering questions. A bombshell report published in Newsweek. And what did it detail? And why is it that we're not talking about the FBI and the connection there? Why is it that we're not hearing more from our friend Kash Patel, who was chief of staff there at the Pentagon at the time when just before the former president of the United States leaves office, Why is it that he gets a subpoena to appear in front of this House Select Committee? We don't hear anything about it. And he didn't find out about the fact that he was being subpoenaed to answer questions about January 6th until he heard it from the fake news legacy media. I'm not kidding. There's a lot of questions. So we're going to get to all of that coming up. But I am excited this morning because one of the things that I know many of you care about is the education of your kids. It's evident that you care about the education of your kids because you have been showing up en masse to school board meetings. You've been showing up en masse in groups and discussions about the education of our kids. But there's a lot that is going on in education that I wanted to get to, and I'm so happy we have Erica Donalds on with us right now. She is the CEO of Optima, and you may be asking what Optima is, and you may be asking about different things that are going on in education, and it's been way too long, so we're so happy to have her on the program. Well, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Drew. It's so good to be with you.
Yes. So, how's things? How's life? How are you? How's education? How are things going? Give me a little brief synopsis of things that have been going on since we've been not talking on the air about issues of education. It's been too long.
It has, and as usual, I am blessed. Family is great. Obviously, things are going very well in education choice, especially in the state of Florida. It's exciting to see all the parent involvement, not just in Florida, but now across the country. We don't like seeing the outrage that's necessary when schools are closed and districts are not providing a great education or they're indoctrinating our kids. But the good thing that has come out of a lot of this and of the pandemic is that parents are woken up in the right way to what's going on in the classrooms and what's really wrong with our education system, things that you and I have been talking about for over a decade now, why we need more options, more school choice, more transparency, more accountability. And what I believe really brings that are an expansion of school choice options and the free market in the education system. And that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah. And there's no doubt, right, that there has been this awakening of not only, and it's unfortunate that it has happened because of some of the negative things that have taken place. You would like to believe that in the decade that we've been talking about education and education choice and how many options there are and strengthening that and that message, that it's unfortunate that things had to get to a head before people started to realize and want to look for different options. But are you, let's put it this way, I guess so, before we get into some of the details, are you satisfied, like where we are now as you look a decade later, how much there is in the discussion of choice and where we are at this moment, and especially here in the state of Florida, you're happy where we are, or how much more do you think we need on top of what we have?
Frankly, I'm not even close to being happy to where we are. Okay. I will not be satisfied until every parent has the option to take those education dollars that would be spent on their child in a public school and go wherever they choose. Use that money for their own curriculum, a combination of curriculums or tuitions or services, but that they could be able to customize their child's education with those dollars. And it will create an education marketplace that will make great education more accessible and the higher quality across the board, just like it does in every other industry. In Florida, we have a robust charter school industry. We have 10% of our students in charter schools. That's great. We have a lot of choice programs, but they're not accessible to the masses. And we really need to move towards universal choice where every parent is going to be able to have that option, not just in Florida. We need this across the country, but we can lead the way. And we just need to continue to push on our elected officials to go big and go bold and not tinker around the edges. And a lot of people are very focused on the school board races and changing things from the inside. As you know, we've tried that. And I'm not saying it's a futile effort, but it's not the ultimate, silver bullet for education. The silver bullet is a free market.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that, and I think it's important also to know that there are many options that are out there. That's what we're going to get into right now, and certainly. I think over time we've been able to look and see and look at examples of what worked, what doesn't work, and been able to craft and build from that. And so maybe let me ask you about this. Erica Donald's joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, the CEO of Optima. Tell me, what is Optima?
Well, the Optima Foundation, I started several years ago when I decided not to run again for school board because I wanted to have a bigger impact on the lives of children than what I felt like I was having on the dais. We run charter schools. Right now, we have 3 charter schools open in Florida with 3,000 students combined, one here in Naples, one on the other coast in Martin County, and one in Jacksonville. We've got another one opening next year. All of those brick and mortar charter schools are affiliated with Hillsdale College and their Barney Charter School Initiative. They all employ a classical model of education, and we have seen so much demand from parents for the classical model, the more traditional great books education, virtue-based, focusing on the good, the true, and the beautiful, learning through explicit phonics, explicit grammar, and really the true history of our country and the history of the world that allows these students to make their own conclusions about our political system and our history and our future. And parents, we have a long waiting list from our schools. And what we heard from parents in the pandemic, number one, they want a classical education available to them. And so we have so many parents who've been on our waiting list or they're outside of the regions where we're currently operating. And that's what pushed us to offer another option, which we're actually launching today, Optima Classical Academy, which is going to be a virtual public option for any student in Florida, grades 3 to 8, the first public classical virtual school in our entire country.
Wow. Okay. Virtual. So, maybe we need to reemphasize this because, I know even in my household, homeschooling and what a classical education means and all the things that you're talking about. But maybe for those that don't, maybe we need to reinforce this and explain why this is so important. When you speak, Erica, about a classical education, what does that mean? And get maybe into more specifics, classical education specifically.
Sure. And a lot of people will call this a great book curriculum or a traditional curriculum. And many who are listening probably think this is how they learned when they were in school. There's actually a minimal use of technology and distractions in the classroom. It is more of a teacher-led, knowledge-rich, content-rich curriculum. What we see in our progressive education system now is very skills-based. And they don't really care what the kids are reading so long as they're reading something. We absolutely care what our kids are reading. We want them to read the great books, the classic literature. We want them to know all of the details of our history, the biographies of great leaders in our history and people who have formed and shaped our country and our world over time. This is the education that has been proven for thousands of years, from Aristotle and Socrates all the way to Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, who were educated classically, learning from our history, learning from the great books. What is courage? What is valor? What is honesty? What is integrity? So it's all tied together, history, classics, and virtues, to really teach children, give them that well-rounded education. What is the good and the true and the beautiful, and what makes a great citizen and a great person, and how they can be successful in anything they endeavor in life.
And that means going to source information, right? And maybe even speak to that, how important that is, because it's easy for someone to grab a book that skims over something that you want to learn about and get their opinion on what is in that document. But when you go to the document, the source itself, how critical, how important that is to say, no, I can make up my own decision or my own choice on something when I go to the actual document and read it and find out for yourself what's in it. I don't think that gets talked about enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our students will read the Constitution. They will read the Federalist Papers. They will read the speeches at the Constitutional Convention. They will be able to analyze those and determine for themselves what they believe happened, what they believe our founders were thinking, not editorializing. Just as you said, when you look in our history books in our classrooms, in our public schools, it's a bunch of editorialized nonsense about our history. We don't want to editorialize. We don't need to do that. Our students are smart. We need to teach them how to think for themselves, how to analyze this information, and then give them those source documents and let them debate and have Socratic discussion. But they have to have all the background information, the good and the bad and everything. Right. Then when they read those source documents, they read that Constitution, they can determine for themselves how they feel about it, not how some teacher or some publisher decides to editorialize it in a textbook.
Right. And I promise you, the minute you do that and you actually go to the document, to the source itself, as opposed to someone who has editorialized it, I promise you that you will see things and you'll be like, I had no idea. I didn't know. I guarantee you will do that. And it's remarkable of how, and especially with kids, like with my son, it's remarkable how when you do things like that, how you see their mind at work, how you see the actions and you see it working and they start to realize what is being said to them. It's like speaking life to what has been documents that have only been something that has been discussed in the ether, but now it's in their hands. Now it's tangible, and it just changes what they know and what they see when it comes to these documents and our history. And then the other part of this, Erica, is let's get to this because there are people that will say things about the concerns that we have when it comes to things that are virtual, and how there is one side of the virtual that is the not being present, not being in the classroom. We're concerned about that's not what we're talking about here when we're talking about this new option that is out. So I want to make that clear, and more specifically, let's talk about this new option that is out there. Go ahead and give me more information on that.
Sure. And I looked at virtual after our parents wanted us to continue a classical virtual option after the pandemic was concluded. We were able to go back in person. And I started doing research, finding that before the pandemic, virtual was growing exponentially, but it was widely regarded as very low quality. And I thought, well, why are they choosing it? If it's low quality, why is it growing so much? And it's really because of the delivery method and because of dissatisfaction where they are. And that's what launched us into this project to create an online, classical, full quality virtual option. And I also married it now with virtual reality, where students will be able to interact with their teacher and with their peers in a classical, quote, classroom for their live instruction as opposed to on Zoom. When people are dissatisfied with virtual, it's because they're clicking through slideshows and videos that are pre-recorded. They're not in a class with a teacher receiving live instruction every day, which is what we will be doing. Live instruction every day with a classically trained teacher, small class sizes, the same analog materials that they may be using in a classical school, their books, they're annotating, they're highlighting, they have those workbooks and materials with them. They have a school day where they're operating for a full school day and getting the full school experience from home or from wherever they are. And so we looked at virtual and what dissatisfaction people have with current virtual options, and we addressed each one of those issues. Are they getting live instruction from a well-trained teacher? Do they have small class sizes with the attention that they deserve? Is it truly classical, maintaining all the tenets of classical education, getting that content-rich curriculum, having a full school day and a full program? And finally, one thing that parents really complained about during the pandemic, do the parents have to act as a teacher? No. Our students will be able to operate independently from 8 to 3 during the school day, either with a teacher or tutor in a study hall, and complete their entire school day and their work as an independent student, grades 3 to 8.
Wow. All right. So if people want to get more information, they want to find out about these classes and anything else that's happening, well, where can they go? Where can they get more information?
It's optimaclassical.org, optimaclassical.org. We are already enrolling students. We already have some students enrolled. We are doing live classroom experiences each Monday night in the month of January, so people can log on and see what a classroom experience looks like. We have information sessions. There's lots of information on the website on what the school is like, what's a school day like at the first VR school, at a classical virtual school. And it is free for any student in Florida. So if students who traditionally homeschool and parents who don't feel like they can continue being that instructor, this will provide them the entire curriculum that they need and a teacher to lead them going forward, and they'll still be able to school from home. Their parents will still be able to be involved. It's definitely a huge opportunity for us, and we're just excited to bring another high-quality option to families in Florida.
Excellent. Love it. All right, Erica Donald's joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, it's great to have you on the air once again, and we need to do this again soon, okay? All the best.
Absolutely. Thanks, Drew.
All right. See you soon. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele as for Ease. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast and our channel on Rumble. When we come back a year later, more lingering questions about January 6th. Yeah, these are some of the things you're not going to hear too much from the fake news legacy mainstream media today. I promise we'll get to all of that coming up and more. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpet starting at, wait a minute, let me just get this right, at just $1.99 a square foot?
Yes, installed carpet pad and labor, $1.99.
And there's the phones ringing already. Look at that. They're getting excited.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, tell me more about what we've got here.
So we've got a big selection, and this is quite a carpet.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. Call today for a free consultation. Discounts for all military and first responders. Also, if you support Biden, don't blink and call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now, 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
100% organic food and thoughts.
We live in a fast-paced, fast food world. Meanwhile, people have gotten sicker. We've lost our connection to the earth, to our food, and where it comes from. Food and Thought in Naples is an oasis where people can reconnect to their food and where it comes from. It's not just a grocery store, it's a lifestyle.
100% organic food and thought.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG. MillenniumPhysician.com.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here of Duncan's Diamonds. People come into our store here in Southwest Florida and are amazed by the selection of beautiful, fine jewelry and at exceptional prices. At Duncan's Diamonds, I will make sure personally that we give you the finest quality at the best possible prices. We get very excited about diamonds and are here to help you find that special diamond. We have the largest selection of magnificent and exclusive designer styles for you to choose from. Also, if you find a diamond or style on the internet, bring in a picture and we will get it or make it exactly to your specifications. And our prices and quality will exceed your expectations. I personally guarantee it. At Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anywhere, or any place, and you can count on it. Come in and see us in Fort Myers on US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and in Naples at the Mercado Shopping Center.
In Florida, we know a thing or two about championships.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
And here in Southwest Florida, we have our own championship team, My Shower Door. My Shower Door has made the Inc. 5000 fastest growing businesses in the United States for the 6th time. And because of that growth, My Shower Door needs more teammates. My Shower Door is a family business making frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida with a staff of 130 plus. So if you're ready to join the championship team, check out the jobs careers link at myshowerdor.com.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here, 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. From Drew to Trey and all through the day, we get it right from morning till night. Drew Steele gets you up on the right side of the bed with live and local talk every morning starting at 6. Then it's Glenn Beck at 9, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton at noon, Sean Hannity at 3, and Trey Radel with The Drive at 5. From Drew to Trey and all through the day, we get it right from morning till night. 92.5 Fox News. Right
Fox
all
News.
along.
I'm Chris Foster. It's January 6th, the one-year anniversary of the riot at the Capitol.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office calling for a spirit of unity as lawmakers mark 1 year since supporters of former President Trump overran the Capitol complex. Lawmakers will hold a prayer vigil. Some will give testimonials about the violence, and they'll hear from President Biden.
Fox's Jill Nato. The president and vice president are scheduled to speak at the Capitol at 9 a.m. Eastern. Ghislaine Maxwell's defense attorneys are asking for a new trial on sex trafficking charges. The juror now says he was abused and did not disclose that before the trial.
According to the reports, prosecutors say the juror flew through the questionnaire and he didn't recall being asked if he had been a victim of sexual abuse. In interviews with various outlets, the juror says he made the revelation when explaining to other jurors that an inability to recall every detail of sex abuse doesn't mean that the abuse didn't happen.
Fox's Steve Rappaport. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
41 southbound backed up because of a crash just beyond Sanibel Boulevard and San Carlos Boulevard. It's near the intersection of Elwood Road, and you'll see traffic backed up for a good 2 miles. May want to reroute yourself to Alico Road and head east toward Three Oaks Parkway. Take Three Oaks south to avoid 41. Because of all the stopped traffic, we've got 2 right lanes blocked off on the highway with that crash. Also dealing with an accident on 7th Avenue in Pine Manor. No roadblock or injuries, but you'll see deputies on scene in that area. Collier County roads crash and incident free right now. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, we'll be off to a dry start to kick off your Thursday. We will start to see some isolated rain moving in late today, primarily after sunset. Look out for that as clouds continue to increase as we head towards the afternoon. Temperatures topping off near 77 degrees, with a batch of rain moving in once the sun sets, and into this evening, we'll keep with a chance for a few more showers as we head into late tonight and into your Friday morning with a low near 63 degrees. 80 for your Friday's high, a few more showers a possibility throughout the day. Saturday featuring a stray shower and breezy conditions with the high near 83. I'm Wake News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Do you really want to go through another year with that awful joint pain? Listen, don't do it. Resolve right now to get yourself moving again for 2022. Hey, it's True Steel. It's time to call QC Kinetics. Non-surgical regenerative treatments for joint pain. We're talking lasting results using natural biologics. No surgery, no pain meds, no steroids, and no downtime. This is really exciting stuff. Regenerative, restorative treatments that actually encourage your body to heal itself using highly concentrated natural biologics. Patients rave about it for hip pain relief, knee pain relief, shoulder and back pain relief. Look, don't let them keep giving you steroids. And don't let them tell you surgery is your only option. Get a free second opinion at QC Kinetics. Do it now. And imagine life in 22 without pain. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics now. 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
Want to go outside for some fresh air?
Yeah, kind of stale in here.
The opposite of fresh.
Did some reading on indoor air quality. Think with all the pollution outside, you'd be safe indoors, right?
You'd think.
Not even close. Dust, pollen, mold, weird smells.
That's not good.
We basically live in a toxic waste dump.
Dave.
Trying to live healthy, and I'm just taking all the pollution from outside and pumping it directly into my house.
Dave.
Oh, we're filtering the air, all right. Only we're using my family's lungs to do it.
Dave, so what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, I make one call, an air quality expert comes out to take all that nasty stuff out of the air so we're breathing easy again.
That's best?
Yeah, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They always have 4 trucks standing by ready to help with your indoor air quality.
Seriously?
You can actually smell the difference.
Wow, harsh, but fair.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
Indoor air quality, it really is a thing.
It's a good thing.
Tavern on the Bay is the first choice for lunch, dinner, and everything sports. Sit back on their beautiful waterfront patio. Enjoy happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 off all drafts and $5 select cocktails. Don't miss Tavern's Twisted Trivia Night Thursdays at 7. And as always, brunch on the Bay every Sunday with bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. The best food and the best views are on the Bay. Tavern on the Bay, across from Tin City, Naples.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steel has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching, subscribing to the podcast, and subscribing to our channel on Rumble. Coming up in about 10 more minutes, Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. And we've got a gift certificate for 2 to Alda's Restaurant and Bar, otherwise known as Alda's Diner, at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. So that is coming up. All right, let's see. A couple of things that I wanted to mention this morning. Look, 1 year later, more lingering questions about January 6th. Hey, we're going to hear a lot about what's going on today, January 6th and the anniversary, and we're going to get the 1 year anniversary of what took place, the Capitol, and the news, fake news legacy media is beside themselves. A very solemn day. It's wall to wall. It is very sad as we look back and see. Okay, well, we still have some questions that need to be answered. And it is remarkable how the narrative is going to be put out there today and how these questions will not be answered. But we'll ask them. So I want to make sure we do that right now. The Attorney General was talking yesterday, and I'm having a hard time finding the actual audio clip. The Attorney General, Merrick Garland, who I think it appears seems to still be a little ticked off at not being a Supreme Court justice, because some of the comments that he's made, according to the Washington Post and what he said yesterday, the DOJ holding those responsible for January 6th, the riots, whether they were actually present or committed other crimes, whether they were actually present. What does that mean? So that's weird. That's an odd statement to make. That was part of what he said yesterday. Part of what he said yesterday was bringing up a lot of the breaking down of the investigation.
Approximately 70 prosecutors from the District of Columbia and another 70 from other U.S. attorneys' offices and DOJ divisions have participated in this investigation. So far, we have issued over 5,000 subpoenas and search warrants, seized approximately 2,000 devices, poured through over 20,000 hours of video footage, and searched through an estimated 15 terabytes of data.
And still no prosecution of an insurrection, which seems really strange at this point. Boy, you got a whole lot of information, but nobody's been arrested for an insurrection, which is really weird how that plays out. But it'll just keep going. 20,000 hours of video footage, 15 terabytes of data search. Hey, do we get to see any of that, or is that nope? You don't get to see any of that. No, we only get to pick and choose what you do get to see, and then that goes off to the media, and then they splice it all together and make something look as if. There's questions about how many there were letting people into the building, how many people were there, like grandmothers and the like, that were like, we can go into the Capitol. I see people being let in. I'm going to walk in here and I'm walking around. And no. Those are the dangerous insurrectionists. Well, okay, we're still waiting for someone to be convicted of that, but that hasn't happened. Merrick Garland does go on to say in this same audio piece, which I don't have this, but I will quote him. Quote, over 40 years ago in the wake of Watergate, the Justice Department concluded that the best way to ensure the department's independence, integrity, and fair application of the laws, and the best way to ensure the health of our democracy, is to have a set of norms to govern our work. The central norm is that in our criminal investigations, there cannot be different rules depending on one's political party or affiliation, he added. There cannot be different rules for friends and foes, and there cannot be different rules for the powerful and the powerless. There's only one rule. There's only one rule. Okay, the BLM, Antifa stuff, the burning down or trying to burn down federal buildings, and no. I know it seems like different rules for them, but no. That's you got to move on. No. This seems. Oh, hey, parents who show up at school board meetings. Is that you feel like sometimes that could be political. No. But it's one norm. It's one norm. You sure about that? Again, lots of questions that need to be answered today. That won't be. Julie Kelly's been asking a lot of questions about this for a very long time. And I would encourage you to go to American Greatness, amgreatness.com, and read some of her articles, one of which is, a year later, more lingering questions about January 6th. If Republicans take over Congress next year, they must demand a full investigation under a new select committee. You better believe it. And as she writes, and I'll read from this, something that you may or may not know. A bombshell report just published in Newsweek details an in-depth secret operation conducted by the Justice Department before and during January 6th. Contrary to the lamentations of FBI Director Christopher Wray that he wished his agency had better resources to prevent the Capitol breach, hundreds of elite forces under Wray's authority were on standby days before the protest, and even on the ground as it happened. The quote-unquote shadowy commandos stationed at Quantico, home of the FBI Academy, on January 2nd, 2021, includes the FBI's hostage rescue team and SWAT teams. Quote, on the morning of January 6th, most of these forces staged closer to downtown Washington, particularly after intelligence was received, indicating a possible threat to FBI headquarters building or the FBI's Washington field office, Newsweek investigative reporter William Arkin wrote. Quote, FBI tactical teams arrived on Capitol Hill early in the day to assist in the collection of evidence at sites, including the Republican and Democrat Party national headquarters, where explosive devices were found. FBI SWAT teams and snipers were deployed to secure nearby congressional office buildings. It goes on to say other FBI agents provided select security around the U.S. Capitol and protection to congressional staff and members. An FBI tactical team, according to the report, entered the building immediately after protesters did, which was shortly after 2 p.m. Now, to the casual reader, Julie Kelly writes, the news that the nation's top law enforcement agency prepared ahead of time to combat possible violence on January 6th is reassuring. But to anyone who has closely followed the hyperpartisan activity of the FBI over the past several years, the article reads more like a confession, confirming deep suspicions that the FBI played an instrumental role in prompting the events of that day, rather than act as a legitimate police force helping to keep lawmakers and American citizens safe. Those suspicions are not without merit. In September, the New York Times confirmed that at least 2 FBI informants had infiltrated the Proud Boys, an alleged quote-unquote militia group that breached the Capitol that day. Defense attorneys disclosed in court documents that FBI agents were in the crowd. It goes on to talk about a lot of other things that are going on and questions that we would like to know. Several agitators on January 6th, including Ray Epps, Stuart Rhodes, who's person one in the multi-defendant conspiracy case against the Oath Keepers, still hasn't been charged. Why? Why is that the case? Neither have dozens of protesters photographed wearing neon orange hats and electrical tape that day. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, but you're not going to get them. There's a lot of video that needs to be seen, but you're not going to see it. Why? This should be a slam dunk. With all the information that Merrick Garland is claiming that they have and all the time that they've spent, this is a slam dunk, right? And yet nobody's been charged with an insurrection. Why? It's almost as if this is political theater that is playing out because, boy, there's a lot of failure on the Democrat side in this White House, and everybody sees it. And you need to have the shiny object to look at and say, this is the real problem in the country, which it's not. And that Donald Trump can no longer be president of the United States in the future. We have to cement that in people's minds. Listen, half the country is going to think that anyway. Half the country is going to think that Ron DeSantis shouldn't be the president of the United States. Half the country is going to think that anybody with the letter R after their name is not going to be the next president of the United States and shouldn't be. Maybe not half, less than that. But there is a failure of policies on the Democrat side that can't be ignored. But you could put other things out there to make it seem like it's the real problem. Bill O'Reilly had our friend Kash Patel on his program. Some things that he mentioned that bear listening to. Very interesting. Kash Patel, who was the chief of staff over at the Pentagon, was very instrumental in breaking down and exposing the plot against the president, the great movie Amanda Milius. You remember here in town in Southwest Florida, along with Kash Patel and Devin Nunes at the time, and breaking down all of the hoax, the Russian collusion hoax. And I would encourage you to watch that movie again. But Kash Patel, who was being asked about a lot of different things, including the fact that, did you know Kash Patel, as chief of staff, the Pentagon, being called to the House Select Committee to answer some questions where he willingly went? Guess how he found out?
Not only was I subpoenaed, I found out about the subpoena through the fake news media who called me in the late evening hours. The committee issued the subpoena. The committee didn't even have the decency to communicate with me by letter or phone call beforehand. They just issued the subpoena, leaked it to the press, and had the United States Marshal show up to my door the next morning.
Really? So the way he found out about a subpoena was federal marshals showing up the next day. He finds out in the media. Really? Is that? Well, that's odd, because they really want to get down to the truth and the facts of what happened, right? So it must have been an interesting conversation that Kash Patel had with them in this committee. What did they talk about?
You would think the January 6th committee would ask me questions about the January 6th matter, but the bulk of the interview did not have anything to do with January 6th. And, you know, my lawyers at some point in time will allow me to say more publicly, but they cost me a fortune to prepare to testify about January 6th. But we spent more time talking about Afghanistan, Somalia, Iraq, and Secretary Esper and Gina Haspel than we did on January 6th.
Huh. That seems weird because it seems as if you had somebody who would know a thing or two about January 6th and maybe was inside the former president's orbit, that you would really want to focus on those. No, they didn't focus on. Really? That seems odd. It's almost like they've played this game before. It's almost like they have people there that want to ask a lot of questions, that almost want to get you into some kind of perjury trap where they'll take some notes and then kind of create some kind of, I don't know, narrative that you put out that they might be able to, quote unquote, convict you on. I'm not saying that's happened before Russia collusion. Yeah, it has, actually. But then Bill O'Reilly asks a very important question as well. How about this?
You told them, hey, the president and the Pentagon were ready to send 10 to 20,000 troops, but the Capitol Police said no. You told them that.
Not only did I tell them that, I submitted the DoD timeline that was written and approved by the Secretary of Defense, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the Secretary of the Army, who the National Guard reports to, and a dozen other people. And I also introduced the DoD Inspector General report under Biden, which said that the Department of Defense acted appropriately and swiftly in relation to the events of January 6th and the deployment of the National Guard. So when I went in with those two things being prepared to discuss, those two important facts about January 6th, that would seem to be a speed bump in the conversation that was not a focal point for the January 6th committee.
Huh. Well, that seems really strange because you really want to get down to the truth and the facts and the evidence. And then when you're presented with it, like the fact that 10,000 troops, there were troops that were asked, gee, only Nancy Pelosi could deny. Is that how that works? They knew that the president wanted those troops there. The evidence all there that this was something that was wanted and they believe needed, and never happened. And they didn't want to hear it. Huh. Hey, I wonder how many of the fake news legacy media outlets, local, state, and national, are all going to focus on that at all. Come on now. No, it's not. It's about January 6th. 1 year ago today. We need to look back at that time and okay. That's what you're going to get. A lot of questions still. A lot of questions. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele S3Es. We appreciate you watching, subscribing to the podcast, and to our channel on Rumble. Jake, are you ready to go? I know you're sitting there and you're like, you know what? I got some stuff we got to give away. So when Jake wants to give something away, you waste no time. Let's not, right? We don't want to waste any time, so let's do it. All right, caller number 9, you watching or listening right now, caller number 9, time to call right now, 239-479-5592. Caller number 9, you will get to play Drew's College up next, and just for playing, you will win a gift certificate for two, a $35 value to Alda's Restaurant and Bar, otherwise known as Alda's Diner, at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in beautiful Naples. So call right now. Caller 9, you get to play and win Drew's College. Next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
41 southbound backed up because of a crash causing major slowdowns for a good 2 to 3 miles heading south through San Carlos Park. That crash itself is near Elwood Road, just south of Sanibel Boulevard and San Carlos Boulevard. You may want to take 41 to Alico Road and then take 3 Oaks Parkway or 75 to get around the backups on the interstate because we have 2 lanes blocked off with that on 41. We also have a crash watching in North Fort Myers on Pandela Circle. That's right off of McNeil Road in North Fort Myers. Some slight delays nearby. Also in College Parkway and Whiskey Creek Drive in South Fort Myers, a hit-and-run crash right off of Summerlin. No major backups. Just watch out for some activity in the area. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a dry start to the day, we'll see some increase in cloud cover as we head into especially late this afternoon and into this evening, as we will be tracking some isolated rain pushing in from the Gulf, primarily after the sun sets. A few showers as we head into tonight after temperatures top off near 77 degrees today. We'll be cooling down to 63 degrees as we head into your Friday morning. A few showers will be a possibility throughout the morning time frame of your Friday and perhaps even into the afternoon with the high near 80. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
When you donate to the American Red Cross, a vehicle is more than a car. We accept cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, RVs, and more. Any vehicle in almost any condition, whether they start or not. But did you know it can also be good for your wallet? By donating your car, you could qualify for a tax deduction. To learn more or to donate a vehicle today, call 855-927-2227 or visit redcross.org/car donation.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix. Long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Keeping your home and business cool is a struggle, but now you can be the insider on how it all works and how to keep it running when the heat is on. Join Matt and Justin from Island Air right here on Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. for the Island Air Hour, providing quick and effective solutions for commercial and residential air conditioning and heating systems. If you have a question about your system, you can call us right now at 239-747-1550. And we'll be glad to help. Serving Southwest Florida since 1972.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table. We do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast. 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's do it. Here's Bill. Bill's in beautiful Bonita. So beautiful they named it twice. Hey, Bill.
Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, sir. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Bill, how old do citizens have to be to vote in this country? How old do you have to be to vote?
18.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. Let's see if we get a bachelor's degree on this question. The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are those 3 words?
We the people.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. In 1992, there were 3 candidates for president of the United States. 1992, 3. Who were they?
Wow.
Yeah. 1992.
1992, that would have been Bush.
Yep.
It would have been Clinton.
Yep.
And the guy from Texas.
Are we allowed to accept the guy from Texas? We can't accept
yeah, I don't know.
Ross Perot. Remember Ross
Perot? That's the one.
That guy. Yeah. That's right. Okay. All right. Well, we learned something today. All right. Well, let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. Abraham Lincoln was the what number president of the United States? He was the, do we know?
16.
The 16th is correct, sir. All right, see, you came back strong. So you got a master's degree today on Drew's College, and you learned about Ross Perot. Isn't that fun? Can you make a Ross Perot sound? Like, what did he sound like? Do you remember?
I don't know. Something like that.
Well, no, that's actually.
Wasn't he sort of whiny?
Yeah, well, all right. Oh, gosh. Got to go through the rest of eternity with people saying that. But yeah, he was kind of, that was his. Okay, anyway, congratulations. You got a gift certificate to Olive's Restaurant and Bar in Naples at the corner of 951 Vanderbilt Beach Road.
Thank you very much.
And thank you back at you. Stay right there, Bill. Stay right there.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Taxes are never fun to talk about. But now, more than ever, it is super important to have a plan to make sure you mitigate how much taxes you owe. Ty Lassiter here of Key City Capital to explain more. At Key City Capital, we are committed to protecting and growing our clients' wealth, and planning for tax is one of the most important ways that we can do that. The fourth quarter is a crucial time to make decisions to ensure that you have the lowest tax bill possible. Key City Capital has a tremendous track record of saving our clients up to 30% or more a year on their tax bill.
Call Key City Capital today for your free tax and wealth analysis appointment. Call 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Tavern on the Bay is the first choice for lunch, dinner, and everything sports. Sit back on their beautiful waterfront patio. Enjoy happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 off all drafts and $5 select cocktails. Don't miss Tavern's Twisted Trivia Night Thursdays at 7. And as always, brunch on the Bay every Sunday with bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. The best food and the best views are on the Bay. Tavern on the Bay, across from Tin City, Naples.
Grandpa Joe doesn't want voter ID, but Uncle Sam says we have to do a station ID. 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right, all along.
Remembering the Capitol riot 1 year later. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We won that night. Democracy won that night.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi referring to how they finished certifying the election after protesters were cleared out. More than 700 have since been charged.
Pelosi's office calling for a spirit of unity as lawmakers mark 1 year since supporters of former President Trump overran the Capitol complex. Lawmakers will hold a prayer vigil. Some will give testimonials about the violence, and they'll hear from President Biden.
That's Fox's Jill Nato. We've seen speech excerpts, and the president will say, we cannot allow ourselves to be a nation that accepts political violence. We have to recognize truth and live by it. Former President Trump canceled plans to speak today, claiming there's media bias and dishonesty. Many Republicans say the Democrat-led House investigation into the riot is political retribution. More kids can now be boosted against COVID. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has the update live.
Dave, kids as young as 12 can now start getting a booster shot of the COVID vaccine from Pfizer following a recommendation from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky endorsed that move last night. They also shortened the wait time between the second Pfizer dose and the booster. It goes down from 6 months to 5 months now. Americans aged 12 to 15 can get Pfizer boosters immediately, and the CDC has strengthened the recommendation for those 16 and up to get the extra shot. The CDC says almost 35% of Americans have had a booster shot. Dave.
Tony, kids in Chicago have no school a second day in a row. Teachers refuse to go, but the city refuses to switch to remote classes like they demand.
We are standing firm, and we are going to fight to get our kids back in in-person learning.
Mayor Lori Lightfoot says teachers who don't show tomorrow won't be paid. And there were 2 winning tickets in the Powerball jackpot in Wisconsin and California. America's listening to Fox News.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
41 southbound backed up because of a crash causing major slowdowns for a good 2 to 3 miles heading south through San Carlos Park. That crash itself is near Elwood Road, just south of Sanibel Boulevard and San Carlos Boulevard. You may want to take 41 to Alico Road and then take 3 Oaks Parkway or 75 to get around the backups on the interstate because we have 2 lanes blocked off with that on 41. We also have a crash watching in North Fort Myers on Pundella Circle. That's right off of McNeil Road in North Fort Myers. Some slight delays nearby. Also in College Parkway and Whiskey Creek Drive in South Fort Myers, a hit-and-run crash right off of Summerlin. No major backups. Just watch out for some activity in the area. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, we'll be off to a dry start to kick off your Thursday. We will start to see some isolated rain moving in late today, primarily after sunset. Look out for that as clouds continue to increase as we head towards the afternoon. Temperatures topping off near 77 degrees. With a batch of rain moving in once the sun sets and into this evening, we'll keep with a chance for a few more showers as we head into late tonight and into your Friday morning with a low near 63 degrees. 80 for your Friday's high. A few more showers a possibility throughout the day. Saturday featuring a stray shower and breezy conditions with the high near 83. I'm Wake News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
At home or on your phone, no matter where you roam, you can always get rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Buck Sexton. I want to thank the 92.5 Fox News listeners. The Clay and Buck event in Fort Myers has sold out for now, but we're working on releasing more tickets, and we'll get those details out as soon as we can. There'll be more tickets to purchase. In the meantime, thank you so much to our sponsors, the Advantage Retirement Group, My Shower Door, Island Air, and Floor Meisters, and thank you for listening to 92.5 Fox News.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
Doug. And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb.
All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no closing costs, period. It's no secret. Mortgage rates are expected to rise in 2022. But for right now, rates are still really good. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and the FHA have all increased their loan limits this year, so now is the time to make sure you're locked into the best rates and terms possible. If you're thinking about cash out for projects or simply want to improve your current rate, the time to review this is now, before rates rise. Our no closing cost program can help you get today's low rates without any cost or fees, giving you the flexibility to take advantage of current and future market conditions. Call us for a free review at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com. The website, Steele as 3 E's. Thank you for watching, subscribing to the podcast. Congressman Byron Donald's joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. It's Thursday. It's the new year. First of all, how are you this morning?
I'm doing good, actually.
Good.
Well, we'll see what happens the rest of today, but right now I'm doing good.
Yeah, because, of course, it's January 6th. And if you've turned on the fake news legacy media outlets anywhere, local, state, national, it's very solemn. It's a solemn moment. We're going to talk about this all day long. We may not get into all the details of everything that has to do with January 6th. I mean, there's lots of questions that still need to be answered, but they're going to do it anyway, Congressman. They're going to do this because, well, there's a narrative here, and not only a narrative, but there's a reason why all of this is happening today.
Well, look, on a broader point, there's an election to be won.
Yeah.
There's an election. There are elections coming in about 11 months. And the reality is that if you have the facts, you pound the facts. If you have the law, and this is like the legal jargon, if you have the law, you pound the law. And if you got nothing, you pound the table.
Yeah.
And they don't have anything. Their policies have been awful. The governance has been awful. The American people are struggling / suffering with bad leadership. It's all their fault because they're in complete control. Yeah. And so what do you do when you got nothing? You pound the table. And that's what they're doing here on January 6th. They have to find something to hold on to. And, they don't have clips of Republicans like cheering on what happened in the Capitol and all that stuff. Like nobody was cheering. Yep. Everybody was like, what the heck is this? But that being said, people are being held accountable. Now we could talk about the treatment of the January 6th inmates, which has been abhorrent, which has gone far beyond the pale, which even if you believe in the rule of law, you believe people should be held accountable. There is also fair treatment that needs to be had in our country. And so what's happened in the DC jail is outrageous. And that's something where, frankly, only Republican members are looking at. The Democrats don't care about it. The news media doesn't care about it because for them, January 6th is the unforgivable sin. But, they don't talk about when, the Weathermen or the Weather Underground bombed the Capitol building. They bombed the Senate office building. They don't talk about when the FLN terrorists, Puerto Rican separatists, shot up the House floor back in 1954. Like literally had guns on the House floor and were shooting up the House floor. There are still bullet holes in the ceiling and in some of the desks on the House floor today from that. Those the left never wants to talk about. January 6th is the only thing that matters to them.
No. And we can even make the case for the burning of federal buildings by Antifa. In 2020 and how we don't hear too much about that. We have, the attorney general who wanted to talk yesterday all about how we have this one rule. We only have one rule. That's the central norm in criminal investigations. Really, that's interesting. He would say that when you come to see everything that happened in 2020 with BLM and Antifa, and it seems like the one rule. Maybe not. Maybe there's a little a political thing going on there as well. But look again, as we know what this is going to be like, and we can even move on from that. I think some of the other things that are tangible for the American people right now, as we speak, one of the big ones is maybe yesterday when the president was talking as if it was 2020. And talking about the crisis, the pandemic, it's a crisis of the unvaccinated, Congressman. That's what it is. It sure sounded like 2020. It didn't sound like 22. It didn't sound like what we know about the science and the data as we speak. And it's enough is enough. It's getting frustrating, and people have had enough of this.
Listen, Joe Biden, I don't even know what to say about him anymore.
Yeah, I know.
He runs out there with the foolishness, just like you said. Look, here's the deal. The Omicron variant is so transmissible. That's why case numbers have jumped dramatically. That and people are testing like crazy now. But the Omicron strain is just not nearly as deadly and not nearly as problematic as the Delta strain of the original strain. Those are the facts. Instead of the president leading with that, help people understand that, hey, look, here the problem we're having is that so many people are testing and the supply for tests just simply aren't there. But no, he goes with this whole pandemic of the unvaccinated nonsense. That's just not really the case anymore. The whole situation has changed. Yeah. But you have a president that's committed to vaccine policy. You have a president that's committed to no COVID being the political goal, when the realistic goal is we are going to live with COVID. There's treatments if he would actually do his job and make sure they were ordered and the supply was there. There are treatments that can help people recover from COVID. You can still go get vaccinated if you want to get vaccinated. And yes, for the people who don't want to get vaccinated, who don't want to do anything, they don't want to take zinc, they don't want to take ivermectin, they don't want to do monoclonal antibodies. Like, that's literally like nobody. But for those people, the chances of you recovering from COVID-19 are still like 99%, as long as you are a normally healthy person.
Yeah.
That is the data. And if the president just said that, you would get out of this the sky is falling attitude, and you literally would have half the country will be able to take a breath and get back to work and get back to life.
Right. But that's what it is. It's we're ready. Everybody is ready. There are even Democrats, I might say, that are ready politically. It's not even there. People are ready to get back. So the question becomes, why do we keep doing this? Why is this dragging out? And the only thing that you can turn to right now at this moment in time is how abysmal the policies are of this administration, that people need to cling on to something and some reason and have this excuse to run to, because the things that are tangible, the things that you've talked about many times, the things that are real, like inflation, like the price of every single thing and how it needs to be handled, the crisis that still is on our southern border, the fentanyl crisis that has to be addressed. And, we talked about impeachable offenses, and you may not even want to comment on that if a new 22 Congress comes in with a Republican House and maybe even the Senate in this talk of impeachment and what would be an impeachable offense. But how do we not focus on that? How do we not see what is killing our 18 to 34-year-olds right now en masse, the number one killer and fentanyl, and where it's coming from, how it's getting into this country, and how that's not a crisis to people is unreal.
Yeah, I know. And this is what's really frustrating because, again, if you're doing your job as commander-in-chief, you have this information readily available.
Yep.
They can't tell me that nobody talks about this in the White House. It's just, to me, if they don't, then the president just simply needs to resign and move on with his life.
Yeah.
But that being said, the data is clear that these lockdown policies have actually led to more overdoses from drugs, specifically fentanyl. We know that the cartels are enjoying Joe Biden's border policies because they've been able to traffic more fentanyl into our country than at any other time in their business model. Any other time in the history of the world, they've been able to traffic more fentanyl. So we got to get serious about what's going to be impactful for the American people, and especially for young Americans. And it's not this, you need a 4th, 5th, and 6th booster, and if you don't, then you have to get, you have to show your vaccination card. Look, I mean, they're doing that in Washington, D.C. now. Yeah. Now the new protocol is you have to show your vaccine card to basically walk into any building. But here's the deal. Like, who's checking it? And this is the problem with the left. They have these ideals. They throw out these mandates, but nobody really follows them. And the other part is that they do that, but then they try to escape it, like AOC when she's down in Miami. And I will tell you, she was not the only one.
Yeah.
There were many Democrats that were in Florida over the holiday season. Because why would they want to sit at home in their states where they have these dumb policies that, frankly, stop people from moving around and doing what they want to do when they can come to the free state of Florida and enjoy themselves, even though they bash Ron DeSantis every day publicly?
Yeah. I think wasn't it now the recent revelation was Eric Swalwell, I think, was in Florida maskless. It is. And the governor said it, if he had a dollar, right, for every time he had a politician that was bashing the state of Florida and saying something negative and then ended up showing up in the state. And we see a lot of that. And we know that's going to be happening. And we know this great migration that's happening as well, where more and more people are making their way to the great state of Florida. I wonder, and just a quick aside as I bring this up, how concerned are you when you hear about more and more people coming to the state, about them bringing their politics? I know we've kind of mentioned it before. Does that kind of thing worry you, or are you one of those people that thinks? I mean, do you think like they'll get here, they see how awesome it is, maybe they'll change? They didn't like it to begin with, and that's why they're here. So, I mean, do you have a take on that at all?
It concerns me a little, but I mean, to be honest, the reality is that when people make a move like they're like moving states, especially in the middle of the shutdown of our economy, the only people who really have the ability to do that are people who have escape velocity. And people who have escape velocity, they all pretty much came to the same conclusion. I'm not living in this state anymore because this is crazy.
Yeah.
And so I think that kind of resets their base political ideals and mindset. The second part is, I mean, look, in Florida, even if you look at the 2020 elections versus the 2018 elections, the margin of victory for President Trump was like 3% in our state in 2020. Whereas if you look at the margin of victory for Governor DeSantis, it was like 30,000 votes, I think it was like 0.4% or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think our state has become more red, if you will. A lot of this is because if you look at the people in Miami-Dade, the Democrats, their margin of victory in Miami-Dade has shrunk, because not only do you have the Cuban community, you have the Venezuelan community, you have the Puerto Rican community, they're voting more Republican because they've seen these reckless, idiotic policies before. Their family members have seen it. They've seen it. They want no parts of it. So I think we're going to be fine in Florida. The key thing for us, though, as Republicans, well, I'm not going to speak for you, Drew. I know you're a Republican now. But the key thing for us as Republicans is, we just can't be lazy and do nothing and just, be lazy and be like, oh, look at those guys. They suck. Just stay with us. Like, no, we have to be consistent about having an agenda that works for people. And we have to actually work and actually do our jobs. And we just can't rest, sit back and point fingers at Joe Biden and be like, look at him, he's incompetent. Yeah, he's incompetent. We all know this. But that doesn't mean that now Republicans get to sit back and do nothing. Like, we have to be active. We have to be engaged. We have to lead. And I think as long as we do that, Florida will be fine.
That's the biggest one nationally. I might say this before we go. That comment right there might be the biggest moving into 22. Yeah, it's great sounding, this red wave. Boy, that sounds amazing. It sounds amazing to imagine that we can wake up in 23 and have a Congress that is run by Republicans and leading into 24 with the opportunity to have some real change happening. But to your point, hey, listen, if there's a red wave in 22, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do about it? What are we going to hear from Republicans moving into 22 about the policies and the things that can be done or should be done, and at least pushing those and things that are going to make a change in individuals' lives that are tangible? Listen, it's a nice thing to have an R after your name. It's another thing to actually do something.
Well, listen, now this is the part where, we're already having conversations, myself and a lot of my colleagues, a lot of the freshmen, we're having these conversations right now about, okay, what are we actually going to do? Because, the quickest way to lose a Republican majority is to fumble the ball. Like you have the ball in your hands and you can't advance it. You're 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You can't get a first down. Like, that's the quickest way to lose this thing. And so I think that, we got to be committed to that. Like, I know we're talking about through a lot of policy ideas right now as a conference, but the key thing is going to be actually being active when we take back the majority. What is the strategy? What are the tactics? How are we basically, for lack of a better phrase, corner Joe Biden into doing at least some of the right thing? How are we going to lead and show the American people what Republicans are focused on, not just sitting back and saying, oh, well, we're not those guys, so life is back to normal? That's just not good enough. There's so many things that have to be fixed.
Yep. All right, Congressman, I always appreciate a few minutes of your time on our Thursdays. Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. All right, have a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon, okay? All the best.
All right, Happy New Year, Drew. Happy New Year, everyone.
Same to you. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. Would love to hear from you, and of course, subscribe to our channel on Rumble. You can watch anytime at drewsteele.com. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. There's Therese O'Shea.
41 southbound backed up because of a crash causing major slowdowns for a good 2 to 3 miles heading south through San Carlos Park. That crash itself is near Elwood Road, just south of Sanibel Boulevard and San Carlos Boulevard. You may want to take 41 to Alico Road and then take 3 Oaks Parkway or 75 to get around the backups on the interstate because we have 2 lanes blocked off with that on 41. We also have a crash watching in North Fort Myers on Pundella Circle. That's right off of McNeil Road in North Fort Myers. Some slight delays nearby. Also in College Parkway and Whiskey Creek Drive in South Fort Myers, a hit-and-run crash right off of Summerlin. No major backups. Just watch out for some activity in the area. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a dry start to the day, we'll see some increase in cloud cover as we head into especially late this afternoon and into this evening, as we will be tracking some isolated rain pushing in from the Gulf, primarily after the sun sets. A few showers as we head into tonight after temperatures top off near 77 degrees today. We'll be cooling down to 63 degrees as we head into your Friday morning. A few showers will be a possibility throughout the morning time frame of your Friday and perhaps even into the afternoon with the high near 80. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Youthful, energetic, happy, sexual, strong, physical, no fear, taking the bull by the horns.
Old, tired, joint aches, overweight, wrinkled, depressed, sex. I remember what that was.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. In women, hormonal imbalance can similarly cause extra fat around your middle and thighs, lack of desire, feminine dryness, and exhaustion. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At Neogenics, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to Neogenics and take the first step to feeling great again. Call Neogenics for a free consultation at 277-9999 or find us online at neogenicmd.com. That's 277-9999. Neogenics, rediscover your youth.
That's you, looking at your garage door. Seriously? We get as far as the door and you're already disappointed? Squeaks like crazy, jams up half the time, grumpy old motor and chain and tracks. But hey, look on the bright side, it's also ugly. You know we make them better now, right? Like everything else in your house? You got a new car and a big new TV, a new smartwatch that talks to your new smartphone. But your garage door, oh, you just let that cranky old thing keep beating itself to death every single morning. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Modern DC motors that are way quieter than that squeaky old AC motor that can barely do its one job. Quiet belt drives instead of that clanky old chain. Your garage can be something you're actually proud of. Like, hey, check out my new garage. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it right. I promise, I won't answer the phone myself.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. You know, when I was a kid, you could drive a go-kart down Cypress Lake Drive and never pass a car. Now, I can't even see the sidewalk from the traffic. Southwest Florida has really grown, and the choice for air conditioning contractors has grown with it. When you're looking for a contractor, find a local family-owned business with the owner as the license holder. Use only companies with NATE certified mechanics, the only true certification in this business. Use families that invest locally and not conglomerates owned by some foreign international company. In other words, use Kobe Cooling. Call us at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949, locally owned and operated.
Dr. Varvaris is in studio with us. Dr. V, you've vented your frustration watching some people in Southwest Florida being overdosed on hormone replacement. What are you seeing?
Obviously, when you're treating a patient, you want to do what's right. Now, hormones, you don't have to look at them as a pharmaceutical, but they're powerful. You don't want to be overdosed. You don't want to be out of balance. And for a variety of different individual reasons, every patient I've seen so far, that's right, every single patient I've seen right now who's been treated by another doctor in terms of hormone replacement has been overdosed and way out of balance. They're not going to feel as good. They're not going to do as good. There's probably safety concerns. So you need someone who has the experience, who has the knowledge base, and who's not going to push the envelope too much. Personally, I'd rather underdose you than overdose you. If I underdose you, you're going to get benefits, you're not going to get harm. If you're overdosed, you might get harm. And from a physician standpoint, the first thing you do is no harm.
The type of treatment you're listening to right now is from Dr. Varvaris, your concierge physician, the kind of attention that you'll get from him. It's really explained here. Go to his website, mddocv.com. That's mddocv.com.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, I'm about to shock and amaze you. Are you ready to be shocked, Jake the Millennial? Are you ready for the shock of your life? It has nothing to do with January 6th. Yeah. Well, I mean, it does because it's happening right now, and today is January 6th. This is the shock of all shocks. Here you go. This is audio. Tom Selleck, the actor, Tom Selleck, can predict the future. In 1993, he did commercials for AT&T. Are you ready for this, Jake? This is 1993. Tom Selleck, an actor that you don't probably know. But here we go. Predicting the future. 1993. Listen.
Have you ever borrowed a book from thousands of miles away? Across the country, without stopping for directions? Have you ever paid a toll without slowing down? Bought concert tickets from a cash machine? You will. And the company that'll bring it to you, AT&T. Have you ever watched the movie you wanted to, the minute you wanted to? Have you ever kept an eye on your home when you're not at home? Or gotten a phone call
How was your day?
on your wrist? Beautiful. You will. And the company that'll bring it to you, AT&T.
Your true voice.
How did he know? How did he know all that? Jake, how did he know about Zoom and Waze and medical apps and Ring doorbells and Apple Watches in 1993? How did Tom Selleck know this?
Star Trek.
Listen, it doesn't have. You can't Obi-Wan Kenobi this. You can't. You just can't. This Tom Selleck is an alien from another planet. That's the only explanation. He's from the future.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Thomas from Storm Shield in North Fort Myers. I'm proud to represent a company that provides a top quality product and stands behind the product and the installation. At Storm Shield, we provide Energy Star certified windows and doors, an exclusive life of home warranty which covers the entire product as well as the installation. All products are certified made in the USA. We have an elite status with Home Advisor and offer no obligation estimates. Most manufacturers have a line of products that meet a variety of budgets and options. Sometimes vendors bait top quality products to earn your business, but switch and install another. We understand that you want to protect your family and home from the elements for years to come. Our priority is ensuring your protection without breaking the bank.
Call Storm Shield today for a free, no hidden cost, exact to the penny quote at 239-491-7002. That's 239-491-7002. Or visit on the web at stormshieldSWFL.com. License number CGC A60475.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking about my friends at Amco of Bonita Springs, 992-2626. That's 992-2626. Whatever is going on with your vehicle, they will fix it and fix it right. They are a great conservative business. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work, and they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. By the way, talk about great conservatives. They've built the American Spirit Movement, a place where conservative consumers and businesses can connect in 5 critical areas. You know, you've got your vote, but you also have your wallet, the cash register, supporting conservative businesses. So go to the American Spirit Marketplace. You can keep conservative dollars in conservative pockets. Block by block, city by city, states by state. We're going to build this up. Go to the American Spirit Movement website at americanspiritmovement.com. It's more than a conservative movement. It's a conservative awakening.
Tee off for a great day of golf at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Enjoy excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, a large driving range and practice area, plus Knickers Pub. Also sign up for one of Coral Oaks' comprehensive golf schools. The session's running January through April. You're sure to improve your game. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. You might have seen our matte gray trucks with blue and white lettering on the road. Just know that in every truck you see, there's a certified technician who is trained to repair your system, not just sell you a system. As always, you can chat with us online at getpureair.com. Also, please join me every Saturday at 11:30 for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
I-75 and US 41 both backed up, heading south through Lee County right now because of 2 different crashes. The one on the interstate is at mile marker 124, heading southbound near the exit to Corkscrew Road. That one is just opened up all 3 lanes. However, you're seeing backups all the way from about Southwest Florida International Airport through Alico Road and down toward Corkscrew Road. So several miles of delays. And on 41, we're seeing a similar slowdown southbound all the way through Alico Road toward San Carlos Park because of a crash near Elwood Road, blocking a couple of lanes still on the right-hand side. Looking good on our area bridges, maybe a little bit busier on the midpoint there eastbound heading out of the Cape into Fort Myers. Cape Coral Bridge looks more clear. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, we'll be off to a dry start to kick off your Thursday. We will start to see some isolated rain moving in late today, primarily after sunset. Look out for that as clouds continue to increase as we head towards the afternoon. Temperatures topping off near 77 degrees, with a batch of rain moving in once the sun sets and into this evening. We'll keep with the chance for a few more showers as we head into late tonight and into your Friday morning with a low near 63 degrees. 80 for your Friday's high, a few more showers a possibility throughout the day. Saturday featuring a stray shower and breezy conditions with the high near 83. I'm Wake News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
If you feel America is facing more dangers than ever, you're right. An increasing number of things are falling apart daily. That's why you need to prepare for more of the unexpected, and that includes food shortages. When people panic, grocery stores run out of food fast. Would you survive without food for days, weeks, even months? The smart folks are buying emergency food now. Take this moment to shop MyPatriotSupply.com. We're America's leader in preparedness. My Patriot Supply has earned over 47,000 4-star and 5-star reviews. Our delicious food kits average 2,000 calories per day and last up to 25 years in storage, so it's there when you need it. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com, order a food kit or two, and we'll ship quickly and discreetly to your door. Don't wait for the news to tell you something bad happened again. Rather, be more self-reliant and prepared. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit MoranWM.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, it is time right now. Let's do it. Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It is the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to MoranWM.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
I have 2 questions. French President Emmanuel Macron said this week that he plans to hassle the unvaccinated to try to get them to get the shot. Since there are millions of Americans who have not been persuaded by the various government campaigns to get vaccinated, why hasn't the president focused more on kind of scolding the unvaccinated to try to tell them, hey, this is not working for society, and we keep getting these shutdowns?
Wait a minute. So the media asks Jen Psaki yesterday at the White House press briefing, why is it that in France, the President Macron has said he's ticked off, but he's a different word, at the unvaccinated, and he basically wants to humiliate them and mock them. And the media asked Jen Psaki, why doesn't the president do that? Why are we not doing that in this country? Maybe we should do the same thing. I wonder what he thinks about that. Why doesn't he scold the American people about vaccinations? Maybe we should. Okay, so a couple of things come to mind. Number one, it is a pandemic of the unvaccinated, the president said yesterday. That seems like a little bit of a scolding thing and ridiculous and not true. But then the other part of it is he's kidding, right? I mean, are you serious? Yeah, the media is serious.
Number 4.
Approximately 70 prosecutors from the District of Columbia and another 70 from other U.S. attorneys' offices and DOJ divisions have participated in this investigation. So far, we have issued over 5,000 subpoenas and search warrants, seized approximately 2,000 devices, poured through over 20,000 hours of video footage, and searched through an estimated 15 terabytes of data.
That's Attorney General Merrick Garland yesterday, breaking down the January 6th Department of Justice investigation with 140 prosecutors and 5,000 plus subpoenas and search warrants and 2,000 devices seized and 20,000 hours of video footage and 15 terabytes of data searched, 300,000 citizen tips. It's been a year. And no arrests for an insurrection. That's weird.
Number 3.
Think of one of the 50 voters coming out and saying yesterday, quote, I don't think you can be the biggest jerk in the league and punish your team and your organization and your fan base the way he did and be the MVP. I think he's a bad guy, and I don't think a bad guy can be the MVP at the same time.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum. He doesn't know me. I don't know who he is. No one knew who he was probably until yesterday's comments. But I mean, and I listened to the comments, but to say he had his mind made up in the summertime, in the off season, that, I had zero chance of winning MVP, in my opinion, should exclude, future votes. His problem isn't with me being a bad guy or the biggest jerk in the league. Because he doesn't know me. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know anything about me. I mean, I've never met him. I've never had lunch with him. I've never had an interview with him. His problem is I'm not vaccinated.
I was trying to figure out where he was going. That's Aaron Rodgers. He's the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, and was asked about a reporter who said he's not going to vote for him for MVP this year, and he's not going to do it because he thinks he's a jerk. And Aaron Rodgers is like, wait. You really think that the MVP voting should be on whether or not I'm a nice guy? No, that's not what it is. It's because he's not vaccinated. And because he's going to deny him the chance to be the MVP of the league this year. And Aaron Rodgers is like, you got to be kidding. No, they're not kidding. They're quite serious about that.
Number 2.
And just look at what we're seeing now. How big of a failure have vaccine passports been? Okay, if vaccine passports succeeded, you would not see a lot of the stuff that you're seeing in a lot of states that implemented them. And so all it served to do was discriminate against people based on an individual choice, create a two-tiered society. And yes, they are moving, like I said a couple months ago, they are moving to update that to say, in some parts, they're going to say you need a third shot to be able to do. So those policies have not worked. And I think ultimately, look, people vote with their feet. I always say I'm so happy with our Floridians. I'm not asking for people to come move, because we've got great people. We've got a lot of great stuff going on. I think we're going to do a lot more great stuff. But the fact of the matter is, if you look from July of 2020 to July of 2021, we led the country in where people were wanting to come to. And I think that that's a result of protecting people's freedoms and making sure that we had a state worth living in.
You better believe it. We're not doing vaccine passports in this state and a lot of other things we're not going to do. That's the governor of the state of Florida talking once again about our situation here with the cases that are going up, with the situation when it comes to monoclonal antibodies, and certainly the vaccine passports, and how many people are coming to the state of Florida. They're moving here, they're vacation here, they're hanging out here. AOC, Eric Swalwell, and others, and they're doing that because it's the place to be.
Number one. But they don't know exactly what's in Build Back Better and what it means. And it's always easier to sell a package to the public once it's passed. So we are hoping we're going to get to that point. That is our objective.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Wait a minute. I've heard that before. Was that Jen Psaki yesterday talking about Build Back Better and why it's unpopular and why people don't want it? And just like Democrats of the past.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Are you telling me that Jen Psaki just used the same answer?
But they don't know exactly what's in Build Back Better and what it means. And it's always easier to sell a package to the public once it's passed. So we are hoping we're going to get to that point. That is our objective.
Yes, that's exactly what she said. We've got to pass the bill before you can find out what's in it. We're going to pass the bill so you can find out how awesome it is. You just don't know how good it is, so pass it, and then we'll let you know how good it is. She didn't do that, did she? What? She really did that. I mean, I don't even know what to I don't even know what to say about that. It's like a
bowl of doggy doo.
Yeah, it is. How do you... All right. It's 239-479-5592. Yeah, I know. There's been a lot of crazy talk that has been going on from Jen Psaki. Well, what else did she say yesterday wait, how about this? Hold on.
Is there going to be any change in strategy in terms of messaging? You know, you guys have had like the Jonas Brothers and others, but like, what do we, Joe Rogan?
More Jonas Brothers. I would say, Daniel, that our approach to date has been that we have looked for trusted messengers.
Trusted messengers. So when asked about Biden's messaging on vaccines and, it's a pandemic of the unvaccinated, using those catchy cliche terms from 2020 where the science is a little different now. But I digress. We're going to use trusted messengers like the Jonas Brothers. That's right.
Coronavirus!
We got to. The only way to get rid of it is you got to go to those trusted voices. There you go. The Jonas Brothers. And what about tests? Like, how are we doing with the speeding up of tests?
I'd like to know if the administration, federal government, is doing anything to increase testing processing. We've seen the lines of people waiting, but they're also waiting a long time to get those results, and that keeps society from moving forward. So what is the administration doing to help with that processing gap?
I know that question was just asked on the COVID briefing. It's a very good question. I believe they said they'd look into more information, so let me see if they have more on that.
Yeah, she's got to circle back. You know how she does that. She circles back on things.
I'll circle back.
She'll circle back, and we'll find out. Yeah, as far as speeding up the process of getting tests out to the American people, we'll get back to you on that. I thought there weren't going to be any issues when it comes to all of that. I thought it was going to be... There's going to be all kinds of accessible and regular, reliable, free testing, right? Didn't Ron Klain say that in 2020?
The Biden plan starts with fixing Trump's testing fiasco.
Yeah.
He'd make sure that all Americans have access to regular, reliable, and free testing.
I haven't been able, I can't, I tried yesterday, I can't.
He'd double the number of drive-through tests, and he'd hire 100,000 or more contact tracers.
Yeah, can they come? We need people at my door, because I just really...
To make sure we're finding cases of the disease.
Yeah, okay, we got to stop.
The Biden...
All right. Yeah, you tried to get any tests recently? Have you been out there trying to get some... Good luck with that. Good luck getting a rapid test. Well, of course, the rapid test, they're not really the best necessarily. You got a lot of negatives in those, and some false positives in those rapid tests. But you got to have them in order to have a job and that kind of thing, and make sure that you're letting people know that you're testing negative and all that kind of stuff. But you also can get a PCR test. Well, you don't want to do PCR tests because, you get those false positives that can last for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then you'd be running around and you'd be having these positive tests, and then you can't do anything, and then you're going to be shut down. Then it would shut down on the Hey, this is a really weird spinning cycle that we're in right now. How we're going to get out of this? I don't know. I mean, I do know. We'll get out of it eventually, but what we need is, I think the biggest problem is we need some clarity. Like if we had someone, for example, that was that was the governor of the state of Florida, somebody who we can trust, that we could turn to, that would be a trusted name, trusted individual, a trusted reference, that we could look to them and
Marijuana?
Hey, yeah, how about Nikki Fried? Nikki Fried, oh, she's good. She's really good. She is a trusted voice. I can't even say it with a straight face. Is she? She's a little. Let's just put it this way: if you're a Democrat and you're in Southwest Florida and you think that Nikki Fried is the answer, why is it? What is it about some of the things that she said recently that would have you believe that Nikki Fried would be the voice that you're looking at? I mean, I'll give you a couple of examples of how I'm really concerned about Nikki Fried, and if it was anything like what the media did in 2018, helping Andrew Gillum, even though he had all of the behind-the-scenes issues that everybody knew about, and yet he was this close, my fingers are thinly spread apart if you're watching, to being the governor of the state of Florida by tens of thousands of votes. You realize how close the election in 2018 was. With the help of a media who knew all about the problems of Andrew Gillum, but were willing to put that all aside because they wanted him across the finish line. I'm looking at some of the tweets of a possible Nikki Fried governor of the state of Florida. Hey, this is weird. Here's one from Nikki Fried from January 4th. Ron DeSantis is doing everything he can to become a dictator. He's already half of that word there. Hey, do you support Nikki Fried to be the next governor? It almost feels like
marijuana
is really the thing that's infiltrating in many ways in her thinking. I'm just putting that out there. I don't really. That's really strange. Like, why would you do that? Oh, and she followed that up with a picture of Ron DeSantis and potatoes in the background and him standing there, I guess apparently looking like a little overweight. Is that? I'm not sure what this is. This is who. Okay. Yeah, we're losing. We're really losing focus here. But she wants to be the next governor, and there's a lot of things that's a
marijuana.
Okay, enough is enough. So that's what we need. We just need trusted Democrat voices. You've got that. We need the Jonas Brothers. We need coronavirus. We just need a lot of people that can articulate exactly what is going on with the vid. Maybe it's Florona or Florida. What is it called now? Florona? Is that the new thing? We talked about it a little earlier. I don't know if you know about this, but there's a new thing, everybody. It's called Florona. That's what it is. It's the latest of variants, we're being told. I'm not joking. There's no joking in my voice. Even the dramatic music.
It's a bombshell.
It's a bombshell. Here you go. A COVID testing site at the Getty Center in LA has detected LA's first case of Florona. It's a combination of influenza and coronavirus. Everybody's panicked. We should be worried. No. We come to find out that upon hearing all of this, a privately run testing site in LA recently began using dual tests. Dual, for those that are liberals out there, that's two. One test, two things that it can do. It's a dual test. It gets the test for influenza A and B, and it gets the test for COVID, which is really funny because there were people that were popping up. One man in particular tested positive for both COVID and influenza. Didn't say which type of influenza, but it's not a new variant. It's not something to be all panicked about. As a matter of fact, a study at the NIH website in June of 21 talked about how it was already happening with COVID and influenza as of September of 2020. But yet now the Florona thing is something we're supposed to... Yeah, no. And you're going to have media outlets that are going to push that whole thing as well. as well as the January 6th narrative that it's a solemn day today. And we've got to save our democracy, and our democracy is under attack, and we've got to do something. No. Hey, listen, how's the arrest of insurrectionists going? Oh, it's not. Yeah, we'll get back to you on that whole thing. Hey, how's the country doing? Oh, it's a problem, and we need to focus on something else. Is that the suggestion? Yeah. And we can't have Donald Trump as president of the United States ever again. And we can ensure that by making by default any single person who voted for him and in his orbit or anything like that, you're all insurrectionists. Okay, we gotcha. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Gotcha. Okay. All right, I hope you have a great day nevertheless. Glenn Beck is next, 239-479-5592. Anytime you want to call, text, and tomorrow in person, we will get to see you live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. It is our first Friday event of the month. We got a lot of surprises. A lot of guests are going to be stopping by, so we're looking forward to that. A fun day tomorrow. So if you want to stop by and visit the first time, we'll be at Oaks Farm Seed to Table in the new year, 22. We would love to see you there. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along. We'll see you tomorrow morning, and let's find out what's going on with our forecast for the remainder of today. It is Casey Sherman. She's got it.
After a dry start to the day, we'll see some increase in